everyone. Welcome to CLOBBERIN Times SU number. What are 232, 932 overall, of course, because 932 times it will be after tonight's thrilling adventures in the Next Generation Review world. And I want to thank everyone who has already popped in and writing down names right now as we speak, listing you guys, writing out who's being naughty and who's nice and all that tea stuff there. What a fantastic time I had last week. All because, of course, of my wonderful first officer and you, amazing people. So without further, whatever it is, I want you to say hello to the most wonderful, amazing first officer in the fleet, Commander RM Raquel Briggs. Thank you so much for being here, my dear friend. It's great to be back with you.
It's the greatest pleasure and the greatest honor to hang out with my Star Trek soulmate and this amazing community filled with just the best, the very best, the finest Star Trek geeks and nerds to ever grace a room, never mind the internet.
Hell yeah. Hell yes, indeed. Absolutely. We just got we always have such a great crew. And you were all just amazing last week, and it was so much fun. And we all know that it will be amazing tonight because we're gonna have a lot of great material to work with, and I just appreciate you all being here with us. Before we get started, and before I do show notes, and then we do some shout outs and some hellos and stuff. My wonderful friend, and she would never ask me to do this, and it's because it's just the way she is, and it's too bad she gets no say in it whatsoever. She is, of course, an author. Please check out her works, her wonderful works, and she will tell us about them now. That is an order.
That is so kind of you. You already create this beautiful space and take so much time out of your schedule to do all of this for us and to create this beautiful room for us. And then you go in and also help promote my work. And I just appreciate it so much. You are such a treasured friend to me. Yes, folks. I don't just write academic stuff. I also write science fiction, science fiction. Sorry, my husband was just talking to me.
I think you're buzzing a sec.
Oh,
go again.
Weird.
Yeah, remember I was buzzing before, but it would stop.
Yeah.
And now someone said they're hearing it again. Or they're hearing the Cyberman voice.
Very sad.
It is weird. Sorry, but you there?
Yeah, I'm here. But did it stop?
It stopped that time, yeah. Everyone.
Do you know that I've not moved my microphone and I'm not doing anything?
That's crazy. Yeah, that's what I needed to kind of know if they were hearing it as well as I was.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, fine.
Okay.
Just continue like it isn't happening. I don't know anything else to do, and when it does, I'll say buzz, and when you stop, and then when you start back, it stops, I guess.
Okay, you let me know. I also have a peanut gallery here who instantly came into the room and told me something was wrong. So
hello, peanut gallery.
Yeah, so sorry about that, folks. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if it's StreamYards or if it's my microphone. Okay. All right. You want to turn that up? Okay, great. Thank you so much. My producer in the background here.
Thank you.
So I write science fiction, short stories, and flash fiction, and I'm putting together a short story collection, and it's really important to me. So I'm not doing it for the money. You can buy them at Amazon for under $1. I think Americans only pay 74 cents for them. So if you like Philip K. Dick, and if you like Edgar Allan Poe and like the old Twilight Zone and the old Outer Limits, you might like my stories. And I would really appreciate your support. And like I said, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm just trying to drum up buzz. So if you buy one of my stories, please leave a positive review if you like the stories. And thanks for that, Clobby.
Always, thank you. And by the way, whether you sound like a robot or not, you're still the best, because Pat says you're a favorite Saturday Night Robot. I think YouTube is out to get you. That could be YouTube. This could be a conspiracy of YouTube.
I have a pretty high quality studio mic, so I have no idea why this is happening. Very crazy.
It's crazy, but like I say, when it does it, and then like when you stop for a second, do it again. Sometimes it stops for a while. I mean, it just I don't know. It's just weird. So anyway, but before we got a good number of wonderful people popping in there. I'll do a little show notes, and then we'll say hellos and we'll get on the road. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Let's see here. Monday night, the wonderful Purple Valkyrie will be joining me. My dear friend, we love the Perp. And since it's a Hollywood, it's a Halloween theme, and everyone's already getting on me for being a Halloween party pooper. I figured we'd do something that's on Monday Night Mark C Comics Talk that has a little bit to do with Halloween in the sense that it's monstrous. Hey, what do you want from me, a comic geek? The super monsters of DC and Marvel. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and in a couple of weeks, just going to spoiler, tease this now because we've got a bunch of things coming up. I got a lot of things planned. The movie Eternals is coming out, oh boy, in a couple of weeks. And yes, in the name of Kirby, I will force myself to review it. But before that, I'm going to do a deep dive on Kirby's Eternals. I'm going to review them all. I'm reading them right now, rereading them. In some cases, rereading some of them. I have this the whole run. It's been forever since I read them. So before the Eternals film comes out in 2 weeks, I'm gonna refresh my knowledge on this comic, and then when I review the film, I'm not just gonna look. People are saying you shouldn't hold it to the comic book standpoint or standards. That's bullcrap. I'm holding it to Kirby standards, and if they don't like it, tough. That's what I'm gonna do with this movie because what other standards matter? Just as we hold Star Trek to Roddenberry standards, I'm gonna hold the Eternals to Kirby standards, and that movie is gonna. Well, we'll see what happens with that thing, but yes, I'm gonna go suffer through it. What the hell for Kirby? For Jack, folks.
Do it for Jack.
Do it for Jack, absolutely. All right, let's see here. Who else we got in here? Thank you, Hungry Boy. You'll suffer alongside with me. Well, I appreciate that. Somebody's got to do it. Actually, got a few of us are going to be working on that too. Mark D with the C is going to do it. Nick Weiser's going to do it with me. The great J-Man and his buddies. So a bunch of us are going to definitely, we're going after this one. We're not letting this happen to the Eternals to Jack's name with Marvel's doing to it. So, all right. Now I guess I'll start saying some hellos to these wonderful friends who have joined us here tonight. Number one. The great Phantom Outsider. What's up, buddy?
Hey, good evening. Nice to see you.
Yeah, buddy. Good to see you. Good to see you. The Felicianos, Raymond and Sandra.
Hey, I heard some wonderful things about your King Dolphin TV. I heard you had a big show today, and I just want to give a shout out to the Felicianos and say congratulations.
Indeed. And he will, of course, Raymond can put that link anytime to his first show. He did his first show today. Streamed a little bit. And I was honored to hang out with him a little bit today, and some other wonderful people on the stream. That's King Dolphin TV. Everyone. He's just starting out. He only has like 40 something subs, but he had a pretty big audience for that few subs, and he needs more. Anyone here who has not subbed to King Dolphin TV, we'll have Raymond put that link in there. Please do so.
You are the grand poobah of all of geekdom, and the way that you have helped so many YouTubers. You are such a good friend and such a leader in this community. You are so appreciated, Clobby.
Nothing to it. Glad to help, and if it helped at all, I'm glad. I hope it does. And yeah, so you got to start somewhere. So there you go, Raymond. Good luck with that, man. Put that link in there if you would. Let's see here. All right, so we have wonderful friends here with us tonight. I'm going to give a shout out to everyone, and then we'll get going. We're going to say hellos. We were on the Felicianos there. Now we have Mr. Angel, the chef.
Hey, chef, good to see you. What did you make this week? I hope you made something absolutely delicious, and please share it with the chat. Your best recipe from this week or the past week. Everyone's always excited to hear what you've been cooking up.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, like Sandra said, it was supposed to be a test today, but hey, make it the first video because it was first stream because you streamed well and you had a lot of nice people on there. So, yeah. Hungry boy, what's up, buddy? I really appreciate you being here.
Clobby?
Yes.
Hungry boy. As you well know, he's a professional artist.
Yes.
He did a Saturday night Star Trek poop Zamboni. And I believe he turned it into a video. And so I haven't seen it yet, but I am very excited to see it. And one night we have to show it here. And maybe if it's really good, we could use it whenever there's a real stinker. So I just wanted to say thank you to Hungry Boy.
Thank you.
Clubby, I think he sent that to you via email. But Hungry Boy, I just want to say how cool it was that you took the time out of your schedule to do something like that for us, especially as a professional. I bet you it's going to be hysterical. And Wolfie and I and Phantom Outsider, we're definitely going to be calling on that.
Yeah. By the way, I remember now that you're mentioning that you send it to email Hungry Boy. I barely use that email, and I just completely forget every time. Just like I did it once again, like an idiot. I've forgotten. I'm sorry. If you can find some way to help remind me of that, buddy, I will grab it. So I'm so sorry about that.
I'm so excited by it. It sounds hysterical.
Indeed. Well, I will definitely. I'll check that email. I just need help remembering. So I'm terrible memory. I'm writing it down. I actually probably wrote it down and still missed it. Captain James T. Skywalker, buddy.
Oh, hey, hello, good evening.
R.N. Baker. Hello there, R.N. Baker. Thank you for joining us again. Snail Messiah. Hello.
Hey, Snail Messiah.
Snortapoopus, Cuber.
Snortapoopus! Cuber.
Nice. Well done. Yeah, Hungry Boy. No, they don't apologize, buddy. It's my fault for not checking that email enough, but I will. And look, I don't blame you. I wouldn't do twat either if I didn't need it for. Well, it's just very useful. If you're doing a channel, you need to use it. It's just very important right now.
Mm-hmm.
Zathras is here. Zathras, good to see you.
And you know what that means, right? He's gonna call me to say it because he hates all of the new stuff that really sucks. So of course he will definitely demand, and I will meet that demand. Crap.
Well done. Let's see here. Lord Thoth, LT, good to see you, bro. Always been Avon lives, and long live the Legion, my good friend.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for being here.
And Mrs. LT, if she may or may not be in the background. So,
well, hail to the wonderful Mrs. LT as well.
Yeah.
Your Muslim uncle, hello there, my friend. I hope you and your family are doing well, sir. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Good
nice to see you. Hope your mom is on the mend. Sending our best to your family.
Indeed. Zax, Hulk villain. Good to see you, bud.
Hey, Zax. Good to see you.
The great Pat S. Yo, brother. Good to see you, man.
Pat.
Doing a bang-up job on that band of brothers, buddy.
Yeah.
JT Kirk, great to see you, sir.
Yes, good to see you.
Great to see you. Indeed. And he says, Mrs. LT is also here. Oh, there you go. Good to see you.
Yay.
Stuart Mitchell. Hey, Stuart Mitchell. Dolly had braces. Preach it, brother.
Stuart Mitchell.
Yep, that is his cause. Our cause to live there.
It's true.
Wolfie. Good to see you, Wolfie. Indeed. 1903 TX. Hey.
Good evening.
Tyrell 72.
Hey, Tyrell. Nice to see you.
Good to see you there. Enigmatic Drop Bear.
Hey, Enigmatic Drop Bear.
Hey there.
I'm looking forward to the comments this evening, sir. We have some good stuff on the way. Not to spoil anything. I don't want to send out any spoilers, but looking forward to it.
Absolutely. The Catman, a.k.a. Dee Dee Myers.
Catman, boo.
I hope the wife is doing better, sir. I hope she's on the mend there and doing well. It's good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here.
For sure.
Just Joe 47 Jobber, buddy. Always good to see you, man. Absolutely. Lee Anthony Davis. Hello there, my friend. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. It was always a pleasure.
Good evening.
Thank you so much. And anyone else who pops in, we will holler at you when we can. We were about to get started with our reviews.
Well, before we go any further, I do have to say, Captain, that some of the crew checked in with the commander this evening, and I am to let you know, Captain, that Scuba Pete cannot be with us tonight.
Oh.
He can't be with us. He has a family thing, and it's not a bad thing. It's an exciting and fun thing.
Right.
But he sent off a little note, and he just wanted everyone in the chat to just say hello to everyone in the chat, and let everyone know that he and Leslie, that's his wife, of course, say hello. I also
Oh,
wanted to let you
good.
know that Anti-Derivative Jill, our wonderful nerd, our mathlete, she's going to be a little bit late tonight, but she has sent me her work for Deja Q, her reviews. So
Okay.
no insubordination this evening, sir, and no missing in action. Crew members all are accounted for, Captain.
Well, big shout out to you, Scuba Pete, and your wonderful wife, and also a big shout out and a and a happy anniversary to our another crew member who couldn't be here tonight because he's out there, but our great friend Mark D with the C.
Yes.
It's his anniversary and he's, with he and his wonderful wife, and we wished him to a wonderful weekend out on a trip. And so we'll of course hang out with him when he gets back. But I don't know if he's even hearing this. He may even send me something about his reviews of the episodes. I don't know.
Oh, nice.
But I don't know. He said he might, but I'm sure he's busy. But if he hears this, if you hear this, buddy, I hope you're having a great time. We can't wait to talk to you again. But we hope you all are having so much fun there, you and your wonderful wife. And I want to say before we continue, JT Kirk, thank you for that $5 super chat. My good friend says, what is your favorite character to cosplay at Trek conventions, and why is it the Dancing Doctor? Well, I don't cosplay any Trek. I once cosplayed Rorschach in 1986. That's the only time I've ever cosplayed. I don't know who the Dancing Doctor is, though. So I could, even if I were to cosplay JT, I must admit that would be kind of difficult if that were my favorite, because I don't know who it is.
Well, that's Beverly Crusher. She's the Dancing Doctor.
Is she?
Yes.
Well, you definitely don't. You don't want me cosplaying her, then?
No, you don't. You don't want to be cosplaying Beverly Crusher.
Is that who the Dancing Doctor is? Okay, I got you.
I would pay money. I would pay money to see you as the Dancing Doctor.
They haven't printed enough money, fortunately.
JT Kirk, my favorite my favorite character to cosplay at the big cons is definitely Andorian. And I think it's because of the amount of time I've put into it, and the kinds of reactions I get out of people when they see me dressed as an Andorian head to toe, and it is really super enjoyable for me. I do lots of cosplay, but definitely the Andorian is the one that completely freaks people out, and they go wild for it. So definitely my Bishi warrior, and it's a blast. And thank you for asking, and thank you for that wonderful super chat for supporting this channel and this show.
Thank you, JT. Thank you. Appreciate that. And I like her answer better than mine anyway. So let's see here. So yeah, but when you said Dancing Doctor, I was like, okay, yes, makes sense. I guess she was dancing. So well, there you go. Well, I think we're about ready to get into our episodes. What do you think about that?
We are.
Okay. So I will, of course, let you set up, as you always do, what's going on, your text and all that stuff, and then we'll get to rolling.
Yeah, we like to use the text around here. And the reason being is everyone's on the internet, and everyone is using user-generated materials. And unfortunately, that has led to a lot of fan lore. So factoids, they're not true facts. They're sometimes they're speculations. Sometimes they're just absolute falsehoods, and they're just repeated so much in the fandom that people begin to believe that they're true, and they're not true. So around here, we use a vetted text. And for TNG, we're actually at this show, we call it the 735 Club, because we're doing 1966 to 2005, which is the only Star Trek. And for TNG, we are using Star Trek 365, The Next Generation by Paula M. Block and Terry J. Erdman. Now, they are wonderful authors, but Paula M. Block has been a prolific writer for Star Trek. And what is wonderful is that her material is source material. Unlike many authors out there, she doesn't go out onto the internet and look at Wikipedia or look at Memory Alpha, these user-generated sites. Her source material is the actual cast, the actual producers, directors. And so sometimes that information is in conflict. However, at least we know that she has gone to the original source of these facts and these happenings. So we like to read from this text. And then what ends up happening is I throw it over to the captain, and the captain talks about what he thought about the coverage, what he thought about the episode, and then I do my notes. I've been rewatching Star Trek in chronological order for many, many years. So my contribution to the show is being a Trekkie for over 40 years. And so I take notes while I watch the episode. And then we do something that other chats don't do. We put it to our community, and the community, once Clobby gives the green light, you have to hold your fire until Clobby says, fire at will. And that is your signal to give your grade and any comments you have on the episode. And then, you know what we do? We read it on air and we discuss it because Clobby and I wanted to create a wonderful Star Trek community here. And so, our voices are here, but the chat is just as important. So in so doing, we create a Star Trek community. And that's what's going to go down tonight.
Look who's here.
Oh, Mark! Oh, good evening.
You're buzzing.
Oh, I'm buzzing again?
Yeah, it'll stop. Don't worry. It comes down after a while. How about now? Try it now.
Well, I hope I'm not buzzing now.
It does a little less that time. It's nothing. Again, I won't even mention it to you if you don't want me to.
Very strange. I'm very sorry for this,
fine.
folks. I have no idea why this is happening. I haven't made any changes to my equipment.
It's StreamYard, just got to be.
Yeah, it's got to be, but it's not the first time. I think maybe StreamYards may be working on the platform, and maybe it's because I'm on a Mac and they've provisioned it for a PC, or they're tweaking it or whatever. But I do know that the volume levels and stuff have changed significantly from the way that they have been for the last year and a half. So I don't know, but I do apologize.
No, that's not. Don't dare apologize. It's not your fault. Captain James C. Skywalker says, please, because, and by the way, Hale, I think he didn't hear me. He didn't hear us shout him out at the beginning.
No.
Please, I don't think Mark D, did you hear us shouting you out when we're giving you our congratulations? If not, congratulations, buddy.
Yes.
Happy anniversary.
Yes.
Please tell with the group that I am very happy with my new job and I'm doing well. Excellent. That's great to hear.
Good.
Congratulations, my friend. I'm glad to hear that.
Wonderful.
And yep.
We'll pop some bottles of some synthahol, and cheers to you, sir.
Indeed. So, and Nirada Max Amanda Bear, good to see you. Welcome.
Hello, Nirada.
So, we're about ready to get going here. I just wanted to say the rest of those hellos. So, you've explained everything. Are we ready to roll?
Yes, and I have one more show note before I forget.
Go for it.
I also wanted to let everyone know that it was Christopher Lloyd's birthday yesterday, October 22nd, 1938. He is 83 years young. And of course, we know him as the commander of I Have Had Enough of You!
All weapons! Yeah.
Yes, the search for Spock. Oh my goodness. Captain, can you please do that again? That was a wonderful impression.
Maltz! Show it you! Drop all weapons! Over there! All but Kirk! I love that. I love Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, you do a wonderful impression.
Yes, I love it. If I get started, I'll never stop. Oh, hello there. Michael Beacom.
Hey!
Still is here. Again, good to see. Again, we like to shout out as many people as we can before we get rolling. So, Maltz. That's we started. I got to stop myself. He's too easy to do that. Let's be honest.
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't do him.
But I mean, for a dude though, I mean,
yeah,
think he's like too much to be so over the top.
Yeah, sometimes his voice, he sounds like he swallowed an SOS pad. Do you know what an SOS pad is?
Yes.
Okay, they have those in the United States.
He does. Oh yeah. and he or just like when he was Reverend Jim on Taxi, he goes, you know what they say. Yeah. If it's not one thing, it soon will be.
I absolutely loved him on Taxi.
It was great.
He was amazing on Taxi.
Indeed he was. Well, our first episode tonight, folks, is, of course, Deja Q.
Yeah, I mean, we're here, folks. Season 3, episode 13. And we all watched this for the first time on February 5th, 1990. And if you're following along with us in the block text, I know many of you have purchased it. We are on block or page. It's not really a page because this book looks like a brick, but we are on 134. And so let's get started. And hopefully I don't sound like I'm underwater.
No, you're fine so far. Like I say, it comes and goes, and it's less frequent. It's just could be some kind of weird thing with StreamYards. I don't know. So,
yeah,
it happens, but you're here. That's all that matters.
Yeah, started a couple of weeks ago. I really hope that they fix whatever it is, or they make their changes and they make it available to Mac so that we're not having problems, because it's quite upsetting for me. Okay, let's do this, folks.
Go for it.
Stripped of his powers and evicted from the Continuum, the now mortal Q seeks refuge aboard the Enterprise. While Picard isn't sure he can believe Q's story, he is certain that Q's presence will complicate the Enterprise's mission to prevent the Brellian moon from crashing into the inhabited planet it orbits. Unfortunately, it may also threaten the safety of the entire crew. The CLOBBERIN, a gaseous life form with a grudge against Q, have decided that this would be the perfect time to take revenge. The Deja Q opening sequence called for Q to appear floating horizontally on the Enterprise bridge. To accomplish this feat, visual effects supervisor Dan Curry used a technique that wasn't difficult or even unique, he admits, although it looked great on camera. It's one of the few shots we've done that came out looking exactly like the storyboard. I picked the spot for the camera in advance, and the scene played out just as I drew it. The script said, Q appears nude, Curry explains. We planned to have John Delancier, or Delancey, lay on a wooden board that couldn't be seen due to Patrick Stewart's position in the shot. As we were prepping this shot, John showed up on the set in his bathrobe. When we were ready to go, he dropped his bathrobe and he was stark naked. That caused a bit of a stir. In fact, Delancier, or Delancey, had been provided with a G-string for modesty's sake. But it was ultimately determined that the shot just wouldn't work unless he was au naturel. Doug Drexler, who recently won an Oscar for his work as part of the makeup team on the feature Dick Tracy, was the lucky artist who got to apply Delancier's body makeup for that shot. He had already applied a coat of Max Factor pancake while in Delancier, or Delancey's, dressing trailer, then accompanied the actor to the set for touch-ups. That's when director Les Landau, an old hand at working with this cast and crew, saw an opportunity to milk the situation for its comedic opportunities. When Delancier sans clothing took his mark on the stage, the director cried out, "Makeup!" Drexler stepped forward and Landau pointed at Delancier's gluteus maximus. "I think you missed a spot." As the makeup artist obediently stroked a little more pancake onto the posterior area in question, Landau drew the attention of every cast member present by shouting, "Ladies and gentlemen, Academy Award-winning makeup artist Doug Drexler." "It's something I'll never forget," says Drexler, although it was unclear if he means that in a good way or a bad way. And then it says below, Patrick Stewart chats up Brent Spiner while Michael Westmore double checks Data's blinkies. So that's one of the photographs in this book, and the photographs are outstanding. And then it says opposite, Curry's preliminary sketch for Q's surprise appearance. He and his team achieved an Emmy nomination for outstanding achievement in special visual effects for this episode. So I will turn the page and see if, nope, that concludes the block coverage of Deja Q. What did you think of the coverage, Captain? And what did you think of the episode?
Well, I never heard that little story about the whole bridge, so that was amusing, of course. And I really, really, really love this episode. I think this episode is just it's it does a lot of the best things that a Q episode does for me. He's, of course, always terrific. I always love Delancey, or however you want to say it, as Q, Mr. Mixospitalik of Star Trek. It's just this episode to me is very well written and very entertaining, dropping the god into mortality and him learning from Data, the stuff between him and Data. I mean, everything works like gold for me for this episode. I really don't have any problem with any of it. I think it is purely fun and entertaining, especially as I like this confrontation with Guinan. I like all of his interactions with Data. And this, you say what you want about Patty Stew, but he does annoyed really well, and it's always kind of fun to see that stodgy old him annoyed. What if I hated Q, and I don't, I like him. I'd still like him just for annoying Picard. Seeing Picard annoyed is fun for me for some reason, because I know if I knew the guy, I wouldn't want to annoy him. So
it's almost as if Patty Stew brings his A game whenever the cast is peppered with people who he respects. And here, we've got Whoopi Goldberg, we've got Corbin Burnson, we've got John Delancey or Delancey, and it seems like he performs better when he's around. I want to use the word ensemble cast. It's just when there are people present that he respects a great deal. He's just better.
Yes, he is. And again, this one hits all the buttons for me. It's got great characterization. It's got great humor. It is a wonderful concept that they're exploring. The one of the god stripped of his powers, and the other with the being taught by Pinocchio. All that stuff just works for me. I've always found this to be a super highly entertaining episode that is funny, and yet there's some poignance to Q's dilemma. Yeah. He's so good, he almost makes you feel sorry for him.
Yep.
That's how good Delancey, however you say it, is.
Yeah, exactly.
I truly love this episode.
Yep, me too.
Lots and lots of fun. So you have notes, of course?
Yes. JT Kirk says he did not like Paula M. Block using the turn of the phrase milk, given the context. And I have to say, I agree, JT Kirk. Yes, as far as my notes go, I did say Delancey requested nudity after multiple failed takes. It's important to mention that because he has been reported saying that at multiple panels that he's been on and so on and so forth. So it should be noted that he did not show up on set and just completely disrobe and say, here I am in the buff. That's not really telling the story perfectly accurately. Although obviously, when Paula was doing the interviews for this, they wanted to tell a really good story. It is slightly exaggerated because he was frustrated. John was frustrated, and he came on set and he asked everyone's permission. So this wasn't something inappropriate that he had done. He didn't do it for shock value. He literally said to everyone on set, look, if no one's offended, I would just rather do it this way. And that's when he just disrobed and got the job done. So he's not some sort of pervy jerk who just disrobes at work. John is a decent guy. And then in my notes, I have die in quotes. I love it when
Worf says die.
Die.
That was fantastic.
And I love Q's retort, which is, of course, eat any good books lately? And so as a nerd who loves books, it's hysterical to me that he asks him if he's eaten any books lately. Also in my notes, I wrote Divine Dialogue by Richard Danis, pun intended, of course, Divine Dialogue. Sorry. Yeah, I know Q is omnipotent, but yeah, I really love the dialogue. This is a first-rate script writing, teleplay, whatever you want to call it. It's just outstanding. And then I absolutely love the quote, Crusher, back from exile. This is, of course, the quote from Q to Crusher. It's I put in my notes, one of the best inside Trekkie jokes in all of Trekdom. Because, of course, we know what happened with Gates McFadden. We know that everyone got really angry. There was a letter writing campaign for her to come back. So for them to integrate that into the script, Crusher, back from exile. It's one of the best inside jokes ever made in all of Trekdom. Just outstanding writing. And then I put underneath brilliant script, This is also brilliant storytelling. And I would just like to say, as somebody who has met Brent Spiner on so many occasions, that at one con, he actually stood up and waved to my husband and myself. I absolutely love his laugh. He has the most glorious laugh and is such a sweet and such a kind person. I absolutely adore Brent Spiner. Just what a lovely person. What an excellent actor. And I can't get enough of him. Adorable human being. And it's so good to hear him laugh in this episode.
That was a great scene. It's just, everything. But this is one of the top ones for me because it's just so much. I keep saying, using the word fun. Trek, can do that. Trek it could beat you over the head and to be a great episode, but it could also take you down a fun road and be a great episode. That's one of the wonderful things about Trek. It's versatility, and this one has it all. It has some serious bits into it and some great dialogue and conversation, and between these characters. And yet, it's just on the whole, it's just Delancey just is so much fun to watch. I can't really think of a Q episode that I hate. Maybe there is one that I'm just not thinking of at the moment, but he's always so entertaining.
Yes.
So, yeah, I really do love this episode.
Yeah, I absolutely love it as well. And this is really great Star Trek. And I have to say that Richard Danis or Danis, it's a U.S. at the end of his name, so I'm not sure what I think that's probably Italian, Roman Italian, I don't know. But what a marvelous script he wrote here. The teleplay is outstanding. And it's brilliant storytelling. And I can't get enough of it. Let's have this all day, every day. It's wonderful.
Absolutely. So, number one, I will ask you for your rating of Deja Q. Then I will give mine, and then I will ask our wonderful chat. So, go for it.
So, for me, Boss Man, this is an A+. I think that if the new generation that is watching The Filth were to look up an episode, if they were to ask me, hey, what is an episode that you believe represents Star Trek? You big snobby lady, you gatekeeper lady. And I would say, thanks for calling me a gatekeeper. This is the episode you need to watch. And this would be among them. So I'm going to go ahead and give this an A+. This is great Star Trek.
Could not agree more. A+ from me as well. This is as way up the very, very top of what Trek is all about. It is like you said, it's great Trek, and you cannot have a higher compliment than that. Something being pure, great at being Star Trek. This episode is pure Trek, in the very best way in every sense of the term. So I love it. It's an A+. And again, we could go on about it. We could just do a whole episode about it, but we're here to review 4. So I will ask our wonderful chat now, please give us your rating and any comments you may have about Deja Q.
Is the word given, Captain?
The word
Fire
is
at
given.
Will.
If you want, I'll hold the chat a second. You can give us Jill. You.
Oh, that's a smart idea.
Let's do that, and then that way we'll wait for everybody to get theirs in here. So it'll give us some time. So go for it.
Let's get to it here. I'm very sorry. I'm just going to get to it here. It's just loading. I guess I should have brought that up.
No. Okay. I just sprung it on you, but go ahead.
All right. Okay. Here is Anti-Derivative Jill. She says, I'm going to be late tonight. Here's my Deja Q. 1 of 5. This is an Esh pick. She gives...
You're buzzing.
Oh, no.
Let's see. That's weird. Okay. Now try again.
Okay.
Now you're not buzzing. Good.
Okay, great. She gives it a 1 of 5, and this is an Esh pick. She says, outstanding character study into Q's experience in humanity and what he learns from his failure. Hilarity, fun, drama, and it doesn't forget to bring a little science fiction along with it. Love when Q says Data cannot feel, and yet you covet those qualities in humanity. Believe me, you're missing nothing. But if it means anything to you, you're a better human than I. Okay, one more. Death of a coward, then. So be it. But as a human, I would have died of boredom. The episode had me wonder how much it changes Q after he felt pain, hunger, and even fear. The best part is that it is answered when he corrects the moon, though he doesn't have to. Almost forgive Q for suffering. He's caused so many species for giving Data a few seconds of laughter. It's too bad that this magnanimity is a remnant of humanity that I doubt can last. So that is Jill's review for Deja Q.
Well done, Jill. Well done, Jill. Let's see here, and welcome, Mega Cropper. Good to see you. Okay, I believe we're at the beginning of our chat reviews so far. We have the great Lord Thoth, LT Buddy. And this is one of my faves from TNG. Period. John Delancey is on point. So is Brent Spiner. Comedy duo extraordinaire. Sorry, I'm going fast, everyone. Sorry. I should try to calm down. Maybe I can not mess up someone's review so badly. That ending brought tears to my eyes, and that never happens. This is Trek, and that's the best comment and best compliment you can give anything.
So if you've never met LT before, LT is anonymous on here because he's an RCMP officer. But we call him Scrooge McDuck because you could give the man coal and a week later it would be a diamond. He's that tight with his reviews. So when Clobby says that, it's because, it's really hard to get an A out of LT. So yeah, this is Trek. And for him to make that declaration, what a wonderful thing to know that LT enjoyed the episode that much. This is great news.
Indeed. Hail the great LT. Pat S, A-. I don't love Q, but I do love Data. And when Data and Q are on screen together, comedy gold. Fair enough, buddy. Snorta Poopa Scuba says A+. John Delancey delivers a fine performance as a suddenly powerless Q, and the other members of the crew have wonderful moments. Agreed, sir. Zathras, A-. We'll give it an A+. Had Geordi let Data laugh out loud. If he had let Data, well, he did laugh out loud.
He did, yeah.
Data has to listen to all Geordi women all of Geordi women female props. He could laugh out loud for years. Zathras has spoken.
I get it now. That's pretty funny, Zathras.
Yes, well done. Zathras, sometimes I forget to do that. The Catman, a.k.a. D.D. Meyer says, Clobby, I thought this was a great episode, one of my favorite episodes in the series. I would have liked to see more like this one. Well, I can't argue with that. Extremely entertaining episode to say the least, maybe. What a great storytelling. What a great storytelling. A+++.
Yep. Great review, Dee.
Let's see here.
Hey, Mr. Tickle Trunk just walks through the door.
Oh my goodness.
He's always tipping the valet, even before he gets through the door. Mr. Tickle Trunk, how kind of you. As soon as Clobby gets to it, we'll flash that wonderful super sticker. Thank you, Mr. Tickle Trunk.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you there, Mr. Tickle Trunk. I stopped the chat so I can get to everyone's ratings and reviews. So let's see here. So my next one here. Raymond Feliciano says A+. Good story, and you can't go wrong with Q.
Exactly, Raymond.
Indeed. Now we have our good buddy Enigmatic Drop Bear. If you would like to do the honors?
Yay! Well, hopefully I don't sound like I'm underwater.
You know what I found out is when it does that and then you stop a second, then you go back, it stops. Maybe if I say and then you stop and then you try again, maybe that'll help us. So.
Yeah, it's so weird. I mean, nothing like this has ever happened to me, and I've been doing this StreamYard thing for like almost 2 years, or a little over 2 years. It's just so weird. So StreamYard, I hope they get it worked out. Okay, so Enigmatic Drop Bear, he's got a 1 of 3, and he's giving this episode an A. He says an exploration of humanism told from 2 different perspectives. Q, the misanthrope, stripped of his omnipotence, and Data, the gentle being, encumbered with a mind constrained by pure logic. Q was encouraged to act of selflessness by the crew, endeavoring to resolve the threat to his life caused by his own misdeeds. With that, to those millions on the planet below. In an indulgence of humanistic projection, this one caused me to wonder how the Q could function as a society, given powers can be arbitrarily revoked and restored. Seems like a recipe for chaos. And
Absolutely.
what a great review, Enigmatic Drop Bear.
As always.
Well wrought and salient points. Absolutely terrific. Stand up and take a bow, sir. Love it, love it, love it. Great
As
job.
always. Well done, well done. Michael Beacom says A+. TNG at its peak. Great dialogue, great characterization, great performances, simply the best. The interplay between Spider and Delancey, some of the best in the series. Absolutely. Very well said, Michael. I could not agree with you more.
Yes.
Absolutely. Sandra, the wonderful Sandra Feliciano says A. I enjoy Q episodes. He never lost his arrogance or entitlement, much like today's SJWs. That's a good point. The crew's reaction is great. Too bad Q didn't learn a bit of humility. Yeah, I like him the way he is, though. But I hear you, Sandra. Let's see. This episode, the Nerat and Axamandabear says this episode has Q, Data, strange aliens, and comedy. A favorite episode of mine. I give it an A+. Yay. Thank you. Lee Anthony Davis. Oh, I thought that was review. Well, has to run. Okay. Well, hey, look. I'm sorry to hear that, Lee Anthony Davis, but we appreciate you stopping by, my friend. Yeah. And I hope you get that sussed out and have a wonderful rest of your. I believe you're across the pond, so rest of your night or morning. So you take care. Just Joe 47 Jobber Buddy A+. Delancey is awesome. The surprise Corbin cameo, Q with the mariachi band, and the payoff with Data laughing. My favorite line to Riker, "You're so stoic now. You weren't like this before the beard." That was a good one. Yeah, I like that. Oh my goodness, they all, that crew deserves to be picked on. They're just so much fun. I mean, it's some. I love it. Wolfie says rating A, fun episode. I'll have 10 chocolate sundaes. Yeah. The banter. I always hate it in TV shows when someone orders food, then they just walk away from it like, I'm not hungry anymore. Nah, you still be hungry. You eat the damn things. The banter between
It's so funny that you should say that, Clobby, because I think about that every time I watch this episode. I think to myself, it reminds me of the last time I was at like one of those buffet restaurants for friends get together for lunch when people just take food they don't eat. It's so annoying.
Yeah, and they do it in movies and TV all the time. I'm like, I don't buy into that. I mean, if I'm hungry, I can be the worst crap in mood going on. So, unless I'm being shot at or something, I have to go ahead and friggin' eat. But then again, maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
Where are we at? Gotta love the head poking through the bulkhead of the shuttle. Yeah, that was. Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
Wolfie. Yeah.
Let's do this before we. Mr. Tickle Trunk, thank you so much for the $2 super sticker, my friend. It is appreciated, and we are happy to see you here. Phantom Outsider says A, easy A, but they had a technical error. They were trying to move the moon at perigee, closest point instead of apogee, further is from the planet. Make the lift easier. All right, Mr. Sciencey McScience person, science man.
Yeah, I'm not an astrophysicist, so I couldn't answer that. But interesting comment.
I'm not an astrophysicist, but I play one on TV. Worf, the straight man. I've heard that about him. Worf enjoying his job, security actually delivering a prisoner to the brig, and the prisoner stays in the brig. Why didn't Q press charges against Guinan, I guess, for assault? I guess he pretty much knew he had it coming and knew he wouldn't get any sympathy either. So, wow, man, I gotta way down here to find this other one. I'm trying to find it there, Phantom. Okay. Oh man, it always scares me because I might lose my place. Oh, here we go. All right. Also, Riker, stolid, calm, dependable, and showing little emotion or animation. Deckard unit, you there? Why wasn't Counselor Obvious also used to help Q deal with the new status? Couldn't see his suit.
Yeah.
Suicide? Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why wasn't she able to figure that out and stop him? It's true. It's true.
Wow. I'll find your number 4 when I can. Oh, there's. Whoa, man, it's so way down there, man. I'm always terrified I'm going to lose my place. I'm going to have to scroll back. I've got to find a new system. Attempt looks like Troy needs a refresher course in people dealing with difficult situations.
Mhm.
Yeah, but she just doesn't care about Q. So, but I hear you.
Mhm.
So you once had godlike powers. Now you don't. Walk it off, I guess. Well done, counselor. Obvious. Counselor obvious. We'll see here. Hungry boy says, let's see here. I'm going to get to yours in a second, Hungry boy. I'm going to do this one ahead of you so I have them together so I don't mess them up. Mr. Tickle Trunk, thank you again for the super sticker. A+ from Mr. Tickle Trunk. I couldn't add anything to what people have already said, so I gave you a super chat instead. Oh, that's not necessary, but I appreciate you so much, and we're just glad you're here. We're just glad you're here, sir.
Yeah.
Now let's see. Hungry boy says, it questioned any immortals' responsibility as per their effect on lesser creatures and their ability. Grok us? You mean to grok us? That's a night grok. Are you referring to Stranger in a Strange Land? So this episode was a juicy twist and combination of classic sci-fi novel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, I'm trying to find your next one. Takes a bit, everyone. Sorry about that. Second, even though these elements were simplified in the app for the TV audience, there was only 46 minutes to get everything done, which was adroitly achieved.
Yes.
And I agree. Chat's doing something wonky on me. Hang on. Okay. All right. Third, I wished I'd been a bit more serious. It had been a bit more serious as always. I removed points for Bernson's insufferable Kmart Joker impression. Wow. 4 out of 5. Clobberin Zambonis. Oh, I should move the screen back closer to myself.
That's okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Hungry Boy.
Lord says, counselor, where did Lord Lost comment go? I gotta grab this.
So you were buzzing. I couldn't hear you. Stop. No, start again. Say it again.
Just nothing. Just Lord Thoth. He's so funny. He says, "Counselor Obvious." I've called her Counselor Cleavage for 30 years.
Me too.
Yeah, Counselor Obvious, Counselor Cleavage, and I have also called her Counselor Camel Toe.
We've called her Counselor Cleavage. I only picked up Counselor Obvious from somebody in the chat here recently. It's been Counselor Cleavage. I just thought it would, for forever for us as well. Thoughts. So there you go. For my friends anyway, that I know. So anyway, what Lord Thoth said. This is Trek. A from Captain James Skywalker, by the way. JT Kirk says B+. Oh my goodness, I'm having some. My microphone is not cooperating. Everyone, sorry. Let's see. It's trying to fall over. All right. Oh, I hate this thing.
It's so funny, Hungry Boy, because I'm not even moving. Like I've taken the trouble of taking off my silk shirt so that it doesn't set off electrostatic, because I thought it might be the static electricity. I'm sitting perfectly still. I'm not even moving. So I do feel like I'm doing some type of Borg or robot shtick because I'm not moving at all, because I'm afraid.
Wow. It's definitely not your movement, because I don't think it could be that, because I mean,
no.
We'll get through it. Like I say, sometimes it stops. It's got to be something from StreamYard. I can't imagine it being anything else. So next time we do this, it probably won't do it. So JT Kirk says B+. The data laugh is the best part of the episode. I found it interesting that 300 years and a powerful starship, humans still can't figure out how to move an asteroid's trajectory. Well, they've done it a couple of times, but I don't know. This was a moon.
Yeah, this is a moon, and it was basically going to fall out of orbit, right? And that would completely destroy the planet.
Yep. Yes.
No snail Messiah. I immediately put on a T-shirt. This is a G-rated show.
Let's see here. The Great Monarch D with a C, dude. Glad you're here, man. A plus, great episode, classic Trek. You've got a naked Q and hysterically laughing Data. What's not to like? Well, I got to tell you, the naked Q thing didn't do anything for me. I don't know, but
Well, it is
but
hysterical that
I was
they
just
would
kidding.
do something so risque, right?
I was just being a dude about it,
Yes, I know.
Throwing some great science concepts to explain how the Enterprise could move a moon. Yes. And Wesley didn't come up with the idea. Yeah,
Yes.
what happened there? Well, was
Yeah,
he
there was
slumming
no
it?
Wesley pimple
Um,
probe. There no pimple probe to be
nice.
seen anywhere. It was wondrous.
Too bad we can't get a shred of this quality writing and fun in STD. This quote is priceless.
Yeah.
Q. There are creatures in the universe who would consider you the ultimate achievement, android.
Yeah.
No feelings, no emotions, no pain. And yet you covet those qualities of humanity. Believe me, you're missing nothing. But if it means anything to you, you're a better human than I.
Yeah.
I love it. That is so. God, this episode is so well written. It's just brilliant. I mean, I really do love it.
Yeah.
It's funny how we're still at this stage where you can do one like this, you could do one like The Hunted, and then you could, well, in other weeks, I'm not spoiling anything tonight. Then the next week you could just turn around and never mind. You know what I'm saying? The consistency is maybe the biggest deal.
Yeah. Lord
Thoth gave another review. Hey, it is so good to watch an episode that is enjoyable. This is your second one, Thoth, but that's okay. You're good enough. We'll like the two from you. There have been so many bad ones, and a fun story is water to parched man lost in a desert for 2.5 seasons. More. I'm with you, buddy. Wow, it's the second review of that one. I think we got everyone now.
Or maybe one is from Lady LT.
Oh, no, it could be.
John just walked through the door. JP's here.
John. All right. John, JP, good to see you. Good to see you. All right, let's see here. All right, I think we've got everybody. Let me make sure. All right, I think we've got all of our reviews in a row, folks. So I'm going to move my chat back to normal. So, and John said A+, by the way. Thank you, John.
Oh, yay.
Now, okay, we're back to normal. Well, John, let's put him there. Thank you, John. All right, everyone, are we ready to move on to our next episode, number 1?
I think we are.
Let's go for it.
So, we are on A Matter of Perspective, Season 3, Episode 14, and we all watched this just before Valentine's Day. We watched this for the first time on February 12, 1990. Let's keep copyright compliant. I'm going to be reading an excerpt from Star Trek 365, The Next Generation by Paula M. Block. She gets a little bit of help from her husband, Terry J. Erdman, and this book, of course, has been blessed by the great Ronald D. Moore. I will be reading extemporaneously, so hold your fruit, from Block, or page 135. Second Officer's Log, Stardate 43611.6. Programming of the holodeck has taken 18 hours, 11 minutes, and is now complete. All participants have entered their depositions. Technical schematics and complete records from the lab's ground computers, as well as Dr. Apgar's personal logs, have been included. The recreations will have a nominal 8.7% margin of error, and that quote, of course, belongs to Data. And then it goes on. During a stopover at a Starfleet research station, Riker is accused of murdering Dr. Apgar, a scientist who was developing a new source of energy. With 2 witnesses claiming that Riker's actions seemed to support the accusation, and with scientific evidence pointing to the same conclusion, Picard attempts to defend his first officer by using the holodeck to recreate the events leading up to Apgar's death. My first assignment on staff as story editor was to help gangbang the freelance script, A Matter of Perspective, and none of us took credit on it, recalls Ronald D. Moore. there was a philosophy. Boy, he loves to use that gangbang thing. Hey, like he says that all the time when multiple writers work on a script. He always
He
uses the
does.
term gangbang. Anyway, there was a philosophy on this show that I carry forward to this day. You don't put your name on other people's scripts. So there was a lot of rewriting of other people's material that we generally never took credit for. Iris Stephen Bear always said, "We're writers and producers on the staff. We're paid a lot more than the freelancers, and we have all of the power. The freelance writes his script and has no power after that. And we can do anything we want with his material. So we should give him the dignity of having full credit on it. We don't need to take that from him and take away his residuals." Freelance Ed Zuckerman's script for Matter of Perspective offered an intriguing variation on the Kurosawa's film Rashomon. Yeah, I think that's the way you say that. Rashomon, where a crime witnessed by 4 individuals is described in 4 mutually contradictory ways, thanks to the subjectivity of perception. Rather than use flashbacks as is traditional in cinema, the unique Trek variation substituted interpretations of the pertinent data by the Enterprise's holodeck. One additional person contributed to the episode, David Krieger, who served as a scientific consultant during the TNG's 3rd and 4th seasons. Krieger provided the rationale behind why the holodeck, which per the series Bible, cannot recreate anything that represents a danger to the ship or crew, suddenly began generating harmful bursts of radiation. Krieger's solution: while the holodeck's reconstruction of the dead scientist's lab was not in itself inherently dangerous, when combined with an external radiation source, a harmless lambda field generator on the nearby planet's surface, the holodeck's device geometry made it as effective as the scientist's real wave converter in creating the destructive phenomenon he had been studying. Although Krieger was compensated for every episode he consulted on, he never received screen credit. That week, he got a bonus. The writers dubbed the dead scientist radiation field Krieger waves, terminology that is now permanently enshrined within Star Trek canon. And that is all the block text has to say about A Matter of Perspective. What did you think of the coverage, and what did you think of the episode, Captain?
I definitely understood a lot of what they're talking about in terms of the freelance writers and the things they go through. Obviously, yes. It's that way with comics. It's that way with a lot of stuff back then, and I guess now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this episode should be. I was talking with a friend of mine actually tonight about this because I don't know how we got on this subject about this episode, but man, it's almost like a subgenre, even in Trek, like the courtroom drama episode.
Yeah,
and that kind of get a little bit bored of that sometimes. And it's not that the idea was particularly bad in this case so much as I think the execution really hurt. There was a great episode of Batman the Animated Series called POV. It was after this, but it was done way better. And it's an animated show, it's different, but it wasn't anything to do with the courtroom. But I think this one suffers from. I think the worst thing about it is some of the scenes that they're recreating in the holodeck are so stupid and ludicrous that they stretch credulity. Like you're sitting there, you talk about verisimilitude.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it is so stupid. Some of the crap that happens in this episode, I know that the crew knows Riker, that he's a good person and wouldn't do this kind of crap, but the people that don't. So the trial, I understand why they had to have the trial. But some of the stuff that they recreated that would come from the testimony from his accusers or whatever, mm-hmm. was so ridiculous. Mm-hmm. That I don't know why you just don't throw it out immediately. First of all, I know those people don't know Riker. We're supposed to believe that the doctor's his side of it is this scrawny little old dude kicks this big guy Riker's ass. The scene when he fights Riker and when mm-hmm. he kicks his ass is so laughable and so stupid. How do you take this episode seriously?
Yeah,
it's really dumb.
Yeah, it is. I mean, what it is like from my perspective, since we're talking about perspective and POV, I think that this is a total ripoff of Wolf in the Fold, and I just think that
Mhm.
it's a poor rehash of
Yeah, it
Wolf in the
is.
Fold.
Yeah, it is. And again, first of all, the opening scene, I guess, is straight. It kind of weirds me out how we're blowing up Space Station Regular One
Hmm.
again. Boy, that's pretty cheap, wasn't it? By the way,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't give us a completely different kind of space station. That's not a Federation station, is it? Maybe it is. Anyway, I don't know. This whole episode is kind of, it's just more silly, really. I think this is a
Yeah.
silly episode that does not make a lot of sense and just really just makes me, I laugh at it more than anything else. And I was laughing with Deja Q because it was so funny and so well done. This one, I'm laughing at it because it's preposterous. And again, I'm a bit bored. You mentioned Wolf in the Fold. There are many other treks because we started talking about it, my friend and I, about all of the episodes in all of the treks. And I mean, every single trek has a courtroom episode or three.
Well, a
And after a
courtroom.
while,
I understand their need for a courtroom episode because a courtroom episode basically it allows the author, the person who's written the story, it allows them to put the morals and the ethics
yeah,
literally on trial. But like there comes a point where you're using it so much, it's just I don't know.
no, well, that's what I'm saying. They did it a lot, and
Yeah.
there's some great ones. I love Court Martial.
Well, yeah,
The
court martial.
drumhead is sort of like that. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess they've done it on all of the shows. Every one of them has one of these, at least one or more,
Yeah.
except the animated series. So, Kogi Pan, good to see you there.
Hey.
Welcome. So I'm just saying, after a while, I get kind of tired of it. You're absolutely right. It does invoke Wolf in the Fold. I just found it to be kind of a tedious story with kind of just like felt like filler, and I didn't find it particularly interesting
Nope.
or compelling, and downright silly in some cases. When that guy, how did they actually film with a straight face? They filmed the scene with this little, what is this little dude? Is like he's 70 and he's like 4 feet tall and he's kicking Riker's ass. It's so
Yeah.
stupid.
I know it's
Oh my god,
brainless. It's
really,
brainless.
really bad.
It's annoying. So yeah, like at this time, I would like to request that Wolfie, could you do me a favor? Would you please assist Phantom Outsider in taking the tarp off of the poop Zamboni?
Give your go for your notes then while they do that.
Yeah, so I just put in my notes. This is Wolf in the Fold, only not anywhere near as good as Wolf in the Fold. They deleted a scene that they had filmed where Picard destroys his painting after Data criticizes him. And then I just wrote myself a little note here. I wrote, in 1990, I never believed Riker. The slutty Decker unit is always acting smarmy towards women. I don't think he tried to sexually assault this woman. She's a
No.
liar. But this should be a lesson to slutty Imzadi to be more careful in his flirtations and sexual promiscuity. I always, and I wrote this in yelling all caps, I always believed Scotty in Wolf in the Fold. I never believed that he stabbed anyone. So I was able to suspend my belief. I did not feel that way about Riker. I think it is disturbing that Troy detected no deception in Apgar's wife's testimony. It's never satisfying when everyone is lying. And basically this courtroom fails because it shows that everybody is a lion outfit, as they say.
Yeah.
And then I put the Decker unit is a giant bag of mostly testosterone. And so I would just like to say,
is this Desperate Housewives episode or something? I mean, it was just really a crap idea, to be quite honest with you. Just if you're going to do the courtroom thing, I mean, have something a little more interesting. Didn't they do this on Voyager as well with what's his face, Tom Paris?
Yes.
Oh my god! And they did, and it was similar. Like he was accused of messing with somebody's wife or something.
Yep.
Oh.
Just it's terrible. Somebody get on the poop Zamboni. Please just drive over this thing. Just get it out of here. It's just ridiculous. It's bad.
So you got examples of when you can do it well with great stuff like Court Martial and that episode of DS9 when Worf was on. It was a trial or whatever.
Yes.
When, that was a good one.
Yep.
You can do it well. Obviously, the Drumhead, which is not entirely a courtroom episode, but it has that in there.
Yep.
Yes, you can do that well.
Yep. It's possible, and I understand the courtroom as a device that authors use, obviously, but the thing is that you have to be careful not to overuse it. And here you can't make it everyone is telling the truth and everyone is lying and everyone believes that they're telling the truth even though everyone is lying. And so it's just, the Decker unit is a giant bag of mostly testosterone.
The great Steve Mitchum is here. What's up, buddy?
Hello, Steve Mitchum. And I'm sending kisses to the most beautiful little pumpkin pie, Maddie. Let her know that we said hello.
Indeed, buddy. Good to see you, man. So, yeah, this is just a stupid-ass episode when you just get down to the nitty-gritty, folks. It was like a dumb idea, and it was... that doesn't mean it couldn't. That's no excuse for being done as poorly as it is. But I don't know. And you talk about cringing. All the scenes. In other words, when Riker gives his version, of course, because the show, he's telling the truth, right? All the other ones are so cringy to watch when you have to watch their version of Riker acting like a jerk and all this shit. It's like, Oh my God, really? See, again, because you're the viewer, this is another bad thing. Talk about a matter of perspective. Your perspective is as a viewer. You're already going in knowing that he's telling the truth and knowing they're making up stupid crap because you've watched the show. You know he wouldn't do this stuff. So...
Yeah, but I don't believe that of him because of the way that he acts here. I can honestly say, I'm 1000% being honest here. On February 12th, 1990, when I first watched this episode, I wasn't sure what I believed of Riker afterwards because he is a giant bag of mostly testosterone, because he is the Decker unit, because he is Mzadi, because he's always having sex with everyone, only he doesn't do it like Kirk. He's not like the sexy guy. He's kind of obnoxious, like the unaltered dog that humps your leg, and you're just trying to have a really nice tea and crumpets, and there's a dog humping your leg. I'm not in favor of it. I don't like it. I think this is a dumb episode. In the words of our Zathras, I would just like to say crap. And also,
yeah, but you knew, even if you didn't know much about the show, they're not going to have a member of the cast turn out to be the bad guy.
Yep.
So even if you'd only watched 2 episodes and you didn't know crap about Riker, or what you said you knew about him, you knew that. I mean, from get-go, he didn't do it because he's a star on the show. He's a recurring character.
Yes.
So there's no suspense at all because Riker didn't do it, and they're not going to make an episode where the running character like that did anything bad because, of course, it just doesn't work. None of it works.
It doesn't. And the thing is that instead of making the Decker unit into something that is sexy and flirtatious and he gets around, as the Beach Boys would say, and you're thinking to yourself, he's really handsome and suave and women love him. At this point, you're thinking to yourself, a lot of women don't like him, and maybe it's time he relaxes, and maybe this time he went a little too far. And the reason why you feel that is because Troy shakes her head almost in disgust and says, I detect no deception in her testimony or in her feelings. And that's proof positive there that this is really crappy writing. It's horrible storytelling. And what it does is it makes the viewer in 1990 question whether or not they like Riker. And so, you don't do Wolf in the Fold unless you make him Scotty. He has to be a man beyond reproach. And I always felt like Scotty should always get the girl because Scotty was a man of honor. And Kirk should always get the girl because he's a gentleman and he's sexy and wonderful and would never take advantage of a woman. But here it's just kind of like, ew, like Riker, can you sit down? Just calm your hormones.
Yeah, but I don't think his version was the truth that he didn't make any plays for the woman, but I don't know. I didn't have that hang up about it. I just thought it was stupid. But I mean, even if you don't like the character, they're not going to let the main character be a lech to that point or do something really terrible.
Yeah. So why even go there? Like, why do it? Like,
it's just
why?
a bad decision.
Yeah, it's just crap.
Absolutely crap. I mean, again, it's amazing this roller coaster ride of this third season. What did you do notes?
Those were my notes.
I just want to make sure.
Mostly, the slutty Imzadi giant. The Decker unit is giant bag of mostly testosterone. Imzadi should be more careful in his flirtations and sexual promiscuity. And I always believed Scotty.
Well, what is your rating then of this magnificent episode, Matter of Perspective?
D for don't ever do that ever
D
again.
Don't. I concur. Mine is a D minus. I'm throwing the minus just in there for spite because don't waste our time with idiotic episodes like this.
Yeah.
It's just D for do something else. How about that? All right. So all right, I will ask our wonderful chat. What is your take on your rating and your review, if you will, of A Matter of Perspective?
The word is given, chat. Fire at will.
Go for it. Raymond says D minus. 5 Raquel raspberries. The Decker unit does not act like the Decker unit. Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
It's Purpies. Counselor Obvious, yet again, a lame attempt at story writing, the expedient holodeck trope snore. Another thing is, why didn't she? Every freaking episode, we have episodes where she's detecting people lying or not from space. I mean, from out in orbit, but she's in the same room with the woman that she can't detect. You just get out of here with that stuff. It's so stupid.
Why even go there? And the whole thing, like, and the chat's backing me up on this. Why go there with the whole sexual assault thing?
Yeah,
I
agree.
So on top of it, you have to accuse him of rape. Like, I agree that he's smarmy, and this introduces the idea that maybe women don't like it when Riker, not all women like it when Riker flirts with them. But no one believes that he sexually assaulted her. No one believes that. So why did we even go there? Why?
And look, he didn't even flirt, because let's be fair, whether you like him or not, when he flirts, it's on his own time. And when he was down there as a Federation representative, and he does, I mean, every time, whether you like the character or not, I've never seen him in the middle of a mission do anything but, the mission. So that's just, sucks. Sandra says, C. Looks like the type of episode filmed with money is tight. Yeah, we call them bottle episodes or whatever. Mm-hmm. Perspectives do affect how people see things, but some of them were odd. Riker probably did come across badly with his slutty behavior, but I don't think that was in the made-up scenes, though. He didn't do it, remember? He did. It was, those were, and there's another thing. Those scenes, I know he had to do what he was told as an actor. When he had to act like act as what they were accusing him of. Mm-hmm. Were really cringy. They're really stuck. Ugh,
God. Like to accuse him of sexual assault and then to not tie it up afterwards, after Troy is insisting that she detects no deception in Apgar's wife's testimony.
That was weird.
Why are we doing this? Like, who wrote this? Like, okay, Ed Zimmerman, I think that's his name, or is it Ed Zuckerman? It's either Zuckerman or Zimmerman. Ed, this story is horrible. I don't know what you did here, but this is bad. This is bad. Ed, come on, Ed.
And that's another reason why, like I talked about verisimilitude, their stories, their versions of it are so cartoony and over the top. The way Riker acts, I'm like, nobody's. In other words, they should throw that out immediately. Even the guy who doesn't know Riker should look at that and go, that's pretty silly.
Yeah.
And the thing the kicker is the old man kicking his ass. It's so funny. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen on this show, and that's saying something.
Yeah, the crypt keeper kicks Riker's butt when meanwhile he doesn't even come up to his chin.
He's Mannix.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old man is Mannix all of a sudden, kicking Riker's ass. I'm like, God, I remember the first time I saw it, it made me almost fall off my chair laughing. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's
That's
just like
funny.
it's a cane shaking moment. That's when you shake your cane. Get off my lawn.
That was hilarious. Maybe it's the best thing in the episode because it was pretty funny. Mega Crabber says C. The great LT, Lord Thoth says D minus. There are very few no interesting ideas in this episode that failed. No drama, no unique story. Felt like a soap opera without the bad actors. Well, they have some bad actors, I would say, but yeah. Holodeck is a crutch. DS9 did it better. TNG, Swingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, DS9 and every other damn show. Because it's not just Star Trek. Almost every show of the time, well, not almost, but a lot of shows back then had the whatchamacallit, the courtroom drama episode. Snortopupos says D. For once, the holodeck is used for dramatic effect to propel the story without creating sentient life or some weird virus. But
continued.
That's true. Let's see. Snorty continues and says the concept of recounting of the stories from different perspectives is hardly new. Have been borrowed, stolen from Rashomon. Yes, you mentioned the Kurosawa film.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm going to go way out on a limb, as I haven't seen that movie probably since the 80s. And if I've seen it, have I seen Rashomon? All right. Well, I'm just going to act like I didn't because I probably didn't now that I think about it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's probably just a wee bit better than this, like by a billion degrees, because it's Akira Kurosawa and not these lamos here.
Captain, we have a new guest, and there is also Koji or Kogi Pan is leaving. So I just wanted to say goodnight to Mr. Pan. And we have someone new to the chat, although I'm scared to touch my computer because of the way that StreamYards is behaving.
That's okay.
There's a new person amongst us right now. He is a person named That Junk Man. Good evening, Junkman, and welcome to the community.
Okay. Well, welcome. Let's see here. Phantom Outsider says D, but I could have gotten a conviction on Riker. The crew knows he wouldn't do this, really. I think Yuta would disagree. Roll tape. Did you really need to disintegrate her? Oh, you slept with her. Why are you making me say this? Phantom, I'm just kidding. Why are you making me say this, Phantom Outsider? Dude, really? Just kidding with you, man. He likes to torture me. Well, I will get to the next part of it, but it's way, 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 good Lord, it's way down here. Okay. Man, I guess the chat just moves fast. Hope I can find my place. So, Riker, do you usually kill people you've had sex with? Please check the record. How many people has he had sex with that have died? He's the weasel expert. He's a weasel expert testimony. I guess he means Wesley. Sorry. No, weasel. There you go. Wesley, what did Riker do with Guinan? I need to start screening these first with you, Phantom. I'm just kidding. He knows.
Oh no, I'm Borg again. Oh my God, you guys.
No, you're not now.
Okay.
You did there, but I just didn't stop because I know after you stop, and then when you start back, usually it doesn't. So
stupid StreamYards.
It's crazy. Counselor Oblivious senses no deception. Did you read Riker? Let's see. Did you read Riker while watching the simulation? Yes. And what did you sense? He seemed really interested in what was going on. Also, old guy beating up Riker.
Yeah.
I think I might change my review of this one and say that's the old guy beating up Riker makes this a great episode. It's so stupid. Who hasn't beat up Riker? Good point. Cue the skin of evil screaming while dragged and getting a foot in trap. Riker did it. Riker did it, but bonus, Wesley helped. He had an experiment going in a lab at the time. Got them both. Well, here.
Anti-derivative Jill just walks through the door.
Jill.
Anti-derivative Jill, StreamYard is still being weird with my Mac, so I don't know what's going on. I think they're doing updates to the platform, so I hope I don't sound like a cyborg, but I'm so happy that you're here. And don't worry, I read your review earlier, and so happy that you finally made it.
Welcome, Jill. Welcome. Mr. Tickletrunk says, "See, they did a lot with just 3 sets, and I usually like episodes about the gleaning of the truth. But the writing felt like they wanted to punish Riker for his life of womanizing and beardery."
I'm not going to disagree with that. I sort of felt the same way. It's like I'm always rooting for Scotty to get the girl. I'm rooting for Kirk to get the girl, and this time I was kind of like, well, maybe Riker, you should start keeping it in your pants.
Okay, now a C-. Whoa, what happened between those two reviews? Also, this fits better in season 1. Why would that gorgeous lush of a wine mom ever be? Why would that gorgeous? You thought she was gorgeous? Lush of a wine mom be into that stuffy old jackhole in the first place? Well, we know why. By Riker hitting on a married woman, we know him. I don't know if I thought she was that. As a man, I don't know. They could have probably, and that's another thing. They probably could have got a hotter actress to be more.
Yeah, she was a little hardcore Fenton Mudd for me. I was looking at her hardcore Fenton Mudd.
Stella, deal.
Yeah, she was definitely. Yeah,
not my bag really, but that's okay. I mean, listen, if she was like a real hottie, you can go, well, Riker was tempted, but I don't see him being tempted by this one.
No.
Catman says, Clobby thought it was a dumb episode, one of my least favorite episodes. Every time I watch this one, it always puts me to sleep. The story was outright boring. The actors, I think, did the best. You think that the actors did their best? Okay, C-. Let's see. Hungry Boy says, second. Was that the second one you wrote, The Hunger? Did I miss one of yours? Let me see. I may have missed one from Hunger. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Rashomon was a perfect hit when Akira Kurosawa did it, and certain screenwriters aren't up to the task of tackling its schematic. But hang on. All right. Second, this was a case of the Tweety Bird-sized plot scenario being too flimsy to carry the weight of the Sylvester-sized narrative process concept. I saw a putty cat. I did see a putty cat. Suffering succotash. Your Muslim uncle says D for do not remember ever again. Yes.
Oh, Lord Thoth liked that I brought up Stella Mudd. Yeah, the second that I see her face, every time I just think to myself, Harcourt, Fenton Mudd.
Yep, that very much. I love that. Third, full disclosure, this is from Hungry Boy. You had the words instead of the numbers, and it just threw me off there, Hungry Boy. I'm weird that way. Full disclosure, Gina Hecht was too delightful and adorable in Mork and Mindy for me to accept this role for her. While 2 out of 5 Cloboni Zambonis. I'll get you Cloboni Zambonis.
Yeah.
Thank you. Was that lady was in Mork and Mindy? It's been a while. We have an Esh pick from an Enigmatic Driver. Do you want to take a chance? I know you don't like what your voice is doing, but you never know. It might behave.
Yeah.
Go for
thanks, StreamYard.
You're fine.
Okay. 1 of 5, so it's an Esh pick. And Enigmatic Drop Bear has given this one a C-. It says the painting scene sought to demonstrate individual perception as a metaphor for recall bias. Unfortunately, there was too much Jackson Pollock in its rendering. Oh my God, I love you, Enigmatic Drop Bear. This is another episode that indulges moral relativism. Picard implausibly submits to a process that is an affront to Federation values, and then he contorts his role from arbitrator to advocate.
Very, very good point.
A story like this relies on tension created by character testimony and cross-examination to resolve conflicting accounts. Here, they undid it all by relying on tech to resolve the mystery. This disappointing resolution was probably a foregone conclusion given the fundamental tenet of TNG. Tenets, of TNG. Once again, we have the holodeck affecting ship operations, cementing itself as the most dangerous technology on the ship. They've really got to invest in safety controls. What can I say, enigmatic drop air, other than the fact that this is yet another well-wrought review? I enjoy your reviews immensely. Excellent points and perfectly stated. Just absolutely outstanding. Love it, love it.
Well done as always, Edie. Thank you so much. Wolfie says, rating F poops. Yes, F poops. Or F minus poops? I don't know. Poops indeed, though. Only difference between this episode and the ex post facto episode of Voyager that copies it is that instead of Riker's slut magic, the dog ends up bailing Tom Paris out. It's been a while since I've watched that one. It was pretty crappy. Giant bag of mostly smashed phallic objects.
Wolfie, I love you, Wolfie.
Oh my goodness. Oh man, oh man. Let's see here.
Oh, Raymond, by request.
Oh, there you go. JT Kirk says 6.9 slutzotties out of 10. I agree with all that Raquel and Globby said. The only thing I'd like to add is this episode would never have been made in 2021. The cis white slutzotty would have been me too'd 100%. Absolutely. Very true, JT Kirk.
JT Kirk. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Michael Beacom says C minus. I give them points for trying some of the hardest things to do in sci-fi, which is have a murder mystery. Technology kills the kind of doubt that this type of story needs.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Let me get to I got to find your next one here, Michael.
Yeah, I totally agree, Michael. Why not make it a character that we're not that invested in? Why not make it somebody from the away team and sort of heighten this sort of what's going to happen? Did he actually do this? And if they would
That's a good point.
If they would have chosen someone else to do it, as someone from the away team, a lesser known character, a periphery character, we would have been all in, and I think we would have reversed our review, and certainly that review would be much higher, right? Yeah, it's bad.
Absolutely. Definitely a bottle episode, and in a situation where everything in the lab should have been recorded. It was not credible. Bad legal fiction, bad murder mystery fiction, and bad science fiction. Bad. I've said this always for the great Michael Beacom, sir. Yes, sir.
Wonderful, Michael. Thank you.
Our good buddy, the great Pat S, says D+. Anytime you like Troy better, Riker, that's not a great episode. Yep. Let's see here. We're getting close to some. Let's see here. The great Mark D with a C. Oh man, this is uncharacteristic of him.
Okay, so if Lord Thoth is Scrooge McDuck, and you can give the man coal and he'll turn it into diamonds, Mark D with a C is the benevolent creature who is like the scoutmaster, the dad, the nice guy in town. And he's giving it an F+. This is not good.
No, not good at all. Let's see here. Okay, Mark D with a C. F+. I've never seen, I believe I've seen an F+ before. Have we ever had an F+ before?
I don't know.
All right, sorry. Well, wow. Good. I like that. All right. There was absolutely no suspense in this episode. There should have been some kind of flirtation between Riker and Manua to at least give you some kind of shadow of doubt. Yeah, that's actually, that's fair enough for sure. Did we get one before that? Did Sandra give us one already? I think she did. Raymond and Sandra did, but let me know, Sandra, because I'm seeing one above that one. All right, anyway, we'll continue with Mark D. But then they throw in a graping scene. Where were the security cameras in the lab or the ship's computer that could detect lies?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. My sister would sometimes accidentally erase my TNG tapes. This one wouldn't have been a loss. Raspberries. Captain James Tyler Skywalker says, D, the idea of using the holodeck as a tool in the courtroom is interesting. Yeah. Let's see here. All right. I think, oh, there we go. The great Just Joe says, D plus, the points of view and a justice system based on guilty until proven innocent are ideas that could be used for a good app, but not here. The execution is lousy and there's no suspense. Mega poopy. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm with
exactly.
you
Get out the poop Zamboni. This clean up on aisle TNG.
there. Indeed. They're not a Maxamanda Bear. I give it a C minus for capable for Campbell.
Yes.
Should have been number one.
Yes,
Oh, well, yeah,
Billy
yeah.
Campbell. He's
Fair.
calling out Billy Campbell. I love you, Narot. Thank you for saying that. Yes, Billy Campbell, Billy Campbell, Billy Campbell.
It's like a basic bologna sandwich where you'll take it only because you have no other options. Well, I understand. I understand what you mean there, Narot.
What a great comment.
I think we got everybody. Okay. No, looks like I want to make sure we had everybody. We get Jill's yet?
I don't think Jill has put her.
Oh, she does. Okay, there we go. Let's make sure here.
Did I read Jill's? I don't remember.
I don't think so. No. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, we didn't read this. Antiderivative Jill, my fellow nerd, she's doing a 4-parter and she's giving this episode a D. And Jill says, we get the classic trial case where everyone's stories are congruent but slightly different to favor one outcome over another. Why can't they analyze the phaser to determine the last time it was fired? How can a holodeck reproduce real Krieger waves that have tangible effects on the ship? This shouldn't be possible. Yeah, and why not just ask the computer if the person is telling the truth or not? Because we know in TOS, the computers can already do that. 3 of 4. This episode suffers until Picard brings the radiation bursts into the equation, positing that the waves have been discovered and he wanted to sell his discovery as weaponry. Forced conclusions. So much of this episode drags so much that the best thing has nothing to do with the plot and everything to do with Data's expert painting critiques and the fun of seeing Hector Salamanca.
Thank you, Jill, of course.
Beautiful, Jill.
Always wonderful. I'm always glad to see you. Mr. Tickle Trunk, thank you for the $2 super chat. I clearly have an unpopular taste in women. Oh, I wouldn't say that now.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No. Not at all, buddy. Let's see here.
She just has the same hairstyle as Ms. Mudd. And so I just see her and I just, Harcourt, Fenton Mudd.
Yes. Well, I think we're clear. We have more than 2 Steves, actually. No, we have 2. There are 2.
Oh, 2. Okay, all right.
I think there's 2. I know, because I think I know what they're fishing for there.
Let me know when we cross the threshold, and I will engage in the Canadianisms.
Let's see. Lord Doth, is that your only review, Lord Doth?
No,
plus the paradox. Okay, yeah.
It is because it's just like, does F plus mean that it's working towards the D, so it would be in line with the D minus and only separated from the D minus by 1%, or does it mean that it's F plus as in like it is the ultimate F, so it's like the worst F? So yes, it is LT. I see what you're saying there. I was thinking the same thing myself. Is this super F or is this close to a D minus?
Games, movies, and Castlevania are us. Welcome. I've not seen you here before. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Snorta Poopa says, I have a good friend named Steve, if that will help. Okay, let's just do
Go
it.
for it.
These are the Steves I know, I know. These are the Steves I know. Whew. These are the Steves I know, I know. These are the Steves I know. Woo!
Well done. They love it. They love it. They all love it. So I'm almost
Little kids in the hall humor for everyone out there.
Yes, indeed. We've got enough Steves to make it work. I think I've got to the bottom. Okay, I do believe we have them all. We're about to move on to our third episode of the evening, folks.
Yes. So we're moving on. Pardon?
You ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am, Captain.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. So we're moving on to yesterday's Enterprise. This is season 3, episode 15. We all watched this the very first time on on February 19th, 1990. And I'm going to be reading an excerpt from Star Trek 365, The Next Generation, written by Paula M. Block. She gets a little bit of help from her husband, Terry J. Erdman, and this book has been blessed by Ronald D. Moore. I am on tile or block 136. I say that because this book looks like a cinder block. I'm going to read. Let's do this. Follow along or listen up. Guinan is the only person on the Enterprise D who realizes things are amiss after the ship encounters its earlier incarnation, the Enterprise C, a vessel that was lost with all hands some 22 years ago. As soon as the Enterprise C passes through a temporal rift into the time frame of the Enterprise D, Guinan notes that her own ship has changed from a vessel of exploration to a battleship, and that Worf is conspicuously absent, replaced by deceased security officer Tasha Yar. Apparently, the C has missed an appointment with Destiny, one that allowed the Federation to establish a peaceful alliance with the Klingon Empire 2 decades earlier. If the Enterprise C returns to the past, its crew will meet its original dismal fate. But if it stays in the Picard timeline, the Federation will suffer through a long and brutal war. And then we have some photographs of Eric Stillwell and Trent Ganino and Whoopi Goldberg. And we have another photograph here, and it says, I'm going to read this because this it appears to be interesting. A model may play many roles before it finally retires. Originally built in 1990 to serve as the Enterprise C in yesterday's Enterprise, this Ambassador-class model was later refurbished to appear in several other TNG episodes. It sold for $40,000 at a 2006 Christie's auction. And it appears as though there are 2 more tiles to be read. Now, one looks like it is quite lengthy, and it talks about scripts and how this episode came together. And then another one is a little bit shorter, and it appears to be speaking about the ships. So I'm just going to go ahead and read the one from page 138.
Sure.
It was a nice little change to go back and work up the Enterprise C as a melding of Picard's Galaxy-class ship and the Excelsior, the Enterprise B. Rick Sternbach says, Andy Probert had previously done a sketch that was a blend of those 2 ships, and I fleshed out the design work with Greg Gine, built the miniature. You could really see the evolution from B to C to D. Jen did more than build the miniature. He also had the task of altering the pristine model to make it look like it had been in a major battle on Naranda 3. To simulate the damage on the Enterprise C, we used a lot of leftover pyro that we had from the 4th of July, like firecrackers and smoke pots. We actually scorched the surface of the ship rather than painting on it. And then it has opposite photographs of the scorched model that they used. And that is all the block text has to say about yesterday's Enterprise. What did you think, Clobby, of the coverage? And what did you think of this episode?
Very, very. Excuse me. Oh, look, Mr. Grant Gregory. What's up, buddy? Good to
Hello.
see you. Way, way over on the other side of the world, sir. It is always an honor to have you here, Mr. Grant Gregory. We appreciate you, man. And it was good hanging out with you last night on Nick's stream, buddy. A very interesting coverage, of course, and one of my favorite episodes of TNG. I really, really like it a lot. And I think you and I have actually discussed it before. Remember when we did last year? We did our top of each of the series, if you remember that way back when. And I guess I'm just always been kind of a sucker for parallel universe type stuff, for different things like this, or alternate universe type things. I guess I've always kind of liked that sort of thing, and I just always considered this one to be. Now, the things it gave us later, maybe not so much. Some of the stories that kind of with the tall Shi'ar stuff, I wasn't all that fond with. I would say that up front, but. I really, really do like the episode because, again, I like the way they handled it. Sure, it's an alternate reality. You could say that Guinan's kind of a crutch, that she feels a different, she definitely feels the change. Can't really explain it, but without that, you can't have the story. She's crucial to it in that respect. Because I've heard some people say that before. I'm like, yeah, but you kind of got to have her there. Otherwise, the story makes no sense. It doesn't carry the kind of emotional impact seeing Tasha again would if she had been a more fleshed out, better, interesting character, but it's still pretty good. Does an okay job with that. On balance, I found this to be a fairly imaginative and fairly entertaining episode. Always have. So, I mean, I've just really enjoyed it. I think it was it's a very popular, I think, for a very good reason. Sometimes you got to do the crazy stories like that. Not a mirror universe story. And there's the thing. I love Mirror. And I don't like the way they abuse the mirror universe that much. This is one of those where it's like that, where they didn't go back to it 100 times. So,
well, it was supposed to be like the mirror, and somebody put the nix on that and said, no, that we can't do that. That we're not going to do that. And so they fixed the script so that it didn't wind up being like mirror. But it originally it was,
Monkey Jeebus.
Hey, Monkey Jeebus.
What's up, buddy? So, notes. What you got going on with notes?
I don't have much on this one. I just said the return of the ungrateful Denise Crosby. And I put a mirror universe, but not hello, TOS mirror, Delta belts. Those Delta belts. And then I put Wrath of Khan era uniforms are always gorgeous. Love to see them. I wrote down great battle scenes and wonderful tactical and strategy dialogue. You could definitely tell that they consulted an expert here. There was way less techno babble. You could tell that this tactical and strategic dialogue was well wrought. It was believable. It wasn't just like the schmeekle-lockle in the blockle. So very good there. Riker dies. Picard jumps over the console. And he pulls a console jump, which is hysterical. And then I put a little note, timeline stuff. Meh. So I would have been in favor if it would have been a little bit more mirror university. But the thing is that this is an excellent episode. I'm going to come right out and say now that my grade is A- on this. But the only reason why it's a minus is because, look, this is a great episode, but I just don't like Denise Crosby. I knew in the very beginning about her nasty comments. And then I don't think that it was right that they just allowed her to come back on the show after saying, I'm not going to spend the rest of my life saying I captain. And, I believe I've read her comments verbatim on here before, where she felt, I believe she said something along the lines of that she was dying and had to get out of there, and all the on and on and on. Like she really overstates her case about how much she hated Star Trek, and then went on to do virtually nothing. She's an extra on some CW teen shows. So yeah, I just think that she acted in bad form. So it's hard for me to like episodes she's on, because of what I don't even know what to call her. What an ungrateful skankaroony she was. I don't know. I don't know.
Elagabilus. Wow, been a while.
Hey.
Oh, good to see you, stranger. The great Canadian Spider-Man who does whatever a Canadian. There's an extra Steve right there.
Hello.
Good to see you, brother. Always great to see you. And Keely Chow, roll tide, my friend. Good to see you. Yeah, this might be the only episode that I really liked her in. It's kind of funny because because she was playing Tasha from that other universe. I actually think I've never seen her written for better than in this episode. I don't think.
Yeah.
So, and I don't disagree with you about her acting the way she did and stuff. I guess she was a lot younger, because she certainly started acting nicer to Trek fandom and all that stuff when she started making her little.
She did.
Documentary here, Trekkies and all that stuff. But I still really enjoyed this episode a lot, and it's my rating on it is an A. So I just think this is again something we were talking earlier when we were talking about Deja Q. Trek can run the gamut. It can beat you in the face, but in a good way, and you can really love an episode that's brutal. It can really, really philosophize with you and do a wonderful job of it, or it can make you laugh and make you have a good time. Deja Q has a lot of the latter, and other episodes are tougher, and it could also really have some pretty high concept stuff sometimes, and I think this one falls into that kind of category of mirror type. Now, I love mirror far better, of course.
Of course.
But I do like this one a lot, and so I give it an A. And now I guess we'll get a rating from our and comments from our chat. What do you think? You ready?
The word has been given, chat.
The word is given.
You may fire at will. Fire at will.
Fire at will, Riker. No. Yes, go for it, chat. See what you got there. Okay, the first one up is Mega Cropper with no comments other than a B plus.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mega Cropper. It's always a pleasure to see you here. Canadian Spider-Man says, I liked this episode. Let's see. And give it an A. This was one of the best appearances of the character of Tasha Yar, and anything with Whoopi Goldberg is always a fave of mine. I was never the biggest Whoopi fan, but I actually am. I like Guinan a lot. That's the contradiction. I really think, I really do love Guinan, even though, Whoopi, I don't know. Nothing, I don't hate Whoopi. I'm just saying sometimes she's annoying in real life, like just as Patty Stew and a lot of the other ones are. Yeah. But I do love the character of Guinan. A lot of people don't, but I like her. Yeah.
Guinan is such an interesting character, and there's so many things about her, so many mysterious things about her. Yeah.
JT Kirk says A plus, an easy top 10. There you go, LT. It is a top 10er for me too, LT. I'm sorry, but he's gonna. I forgot to say that earlier. Deja Q's a top 5er, man. I wanted to start putting those out there a little bit more. Last week, LT wasn't here. We had some top 10ers there. So now I've set it up for him. Now when I say that, he can go, they're all top 10s, aren't they?
Eastland Burkholder, so good to see you. Welcome.
Eastland,
long time.
Oh my goodness. All right, Eastland Burkholder. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Let's see here. Okay, I love the lore, not the android.
Love JT so much.
About the Trek universe, the C Klingon treaty and Tasha in later seasons is icing on the cake from this excellent tale of bravery and duty. Yeah, I never liked the Tasha Yar stuff. That really aggravated me. It doesn't taint this episode for me or anything, but I did not like it. I did not never sat well with me.
Yep, I agree.
Did this chat just jump way on me? Hang on. Okay, yeah, but I got it back. Raymond Feliciano says, this is a good episode. The Denise comeback tour starts on a slow note. I hear you.
Lovely, Raymond. Lovely.
Wolfie762 says, Rating A++. This is a top marquee episode of the series for me. So many amazing things. Alternate Tasha, Ambassador Class 1701C, Captain Garrett, Battleship 1701D, Prune Juice. Yes. A nitpick, a geek nitpick. I think that and budget wise as well. I think turning D into a battleship would really the design should have been very different.
Yeah, because we wouldn't have so many civilians on board. Oh, Tom's here. Midnight's Edge After Dark. Good evening, Tom. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Hey, no, really, Tom. Well, good to see you there, my friend. I'm always a pleasure to see you, and always honored to see you jump in here, man. I love Midnight's Edge After Dark, and I love Meat Radio. I hope you're doing well, Tom.
Yeah.
Good to see you there, brother. Let's see here. Where bees we? Yeah, I think because they've been at war 20-something years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they would have designed. Again, this is geek. It doesn't affect the episode. I'm just saying. I think that Enterprise D would have been configured quite different as a battleship.
Yes, absolutely.
But let's see. In Wolfie's second part, we actually care about Tasha here. Not to mention Lieutenant Castillo. I liked him. Yeah. Great dialogue between the characters. Everything is so damn dark here, but it works so well for the situation our characters are in. I absolutely agree with that. This is a very well written episode. Again, this roller coaster. This third season's a roller coaster. Unlike
it is.
But at least we get great ones like this, and Deja Q, of course. The great Pat S says B+. Guinan, nothing in this timeline seems right. I don't remember you, Tasha, but I sense you had somewhat lesser sensible haircut. Well done, buddy. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry, Wolfie. I knew you had a third one, brother. Wolfie continues. Not a nitpick, but observation that always made me think. I guess they misplaced the belts and department color undershirts for the T-Walk uniforms. Yes. Also, Starfleet had this uniform for 80+ years. That's always been the thing with this episode as well for me.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Those uniforms are okay, but I think by then they would have been a good bit different. The uniforms would have made a change, but like I say, not a nitpick, but just a fan thing there, Wolfie. I'm with you, man.
It's true.
Snortabooba says, A. Guinan seems to be sensitive to this wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff, but yes, she is. But it plays well here. Tasha Yar returns and gets to die heroic death, or so we're led to believe. Let's see here. Find your other one. It's tough to keep my place and find all these, but I'm on it. I'm on the case there, Snort. The Enterprise C enters the glorious canon of ships called Enterprise and contributes to the strengthening of the peace between the Federation and the Klingon Empire. Jumping over the effing control panel to fire a few more last-ditch phaser bursts. Needless to say, oops, that was 6. I missed one. I missed a bunch of yours, Wolfie. I didn't know you had 6, dude. My chat's wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey on me. Oh, what'd I do? I was trying to find Snorts. Oh, there's Snort right there. No, that's not Snort. Sorry, this chat's going crazy on me. Please forgive everyone. I'm on it. Good God, Snort. I'll find you when I can find you, buddy, because it's not.
All right, while you do that, I'll just say, Mr. Tickletrunk, do not worry about your grammar and spelling. You are trapped in a in a live chat where you're only allowed to use 200 characters. So I don't consider that an actual form of writing. That's like being lit on fire. It's not easy. So don't you worry about it at all. And I bet you're even typing on one of those little tiny metal boxes. So give no thought to the grammar or the spelling in this case. You are forgiven.
This is a popular episode when everybody's got an Esh pick. So everyone, give us time. It's going to take a while to get to all of them. I'm having to stop all over the place. Sorry about that, Wolfie. I got jumped there. And for those who don't know, if anything you're putting in the chat, I won't see it for quite a while. I have to stop my chat to read these. So if anything comes up that you need to tell me, number one, let me know.
I will.
The alternate lighting and sets in this episode really stand out in the remaster on the Blu-ray. You really get the impression that everyone is miserable in this alternate reality. Okay.
Mostly because they have to wear a sideways Delta belt.
Yes, that doesn't help. Do I? Let's see. Do I dare say full-fledged alternate Ensign Wesley is tolerable? Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, no.
Couldn't they at least give us a Wesley death scene in that case? I guess it only takes 40 billion deaths to set him right. That's about right, buddy. And let's see.
This just in. Wesley sucks.
Yes, he does. Wait, are you saying that there's a news flash?
There's a news flash.
Everyone stand by for a news flash, a CLOBBERIN Times news flash. This is Walter Concrutch. This just in from the news desk. Let's see here. Wesley sucks. Repeat. Wesley sucks. More later. Thank you. And Wesley sucks.
Take your pimple probe and get out of here.
And Wesley sucks, by the way, just in case you didn't hear. Now I don't know what I'm. Oh, there we go. Jumping over the control panel to fire a few more last hits phaser bursts. Needless to say, history will never forget the name Enterprise. Yes, sir. Absolutely. All right. All right. Snort. I got your first one. Make sure I got your second one here. These are jumping all over the place. We're almost to Jill, I promise. The Enterprise C centers the glorious canyon of ship enters. Okay, got that one already. Sorry, buddy. It sucks having a garbage old man's memory. Let's see here.
We love you.
I don't love me. Fate protects fools, little children, and ship's name Enterprise. There you go. Are you ready, number one, to read Jill?
Let's do it.
All right. The wonderful antiderivative Jill is next. Go for it.
One of my favorite nerds on the internet. Antiderivative Jill has a solid Esh pick. She's doing a 5-parter. Moreover, she's giving this episode an A+. Jill says, prune juice. Having Guinan provide the bridge between the realities helps to ground Picard's judgment in her intuition. Seriously, why is Troy still here? It is just so cool and exciting to fill in the blanks of the Enterprise C that we knew nothing about, that played such a big role in whether or not the Federation goes to war. 3 of 5. A Federation starship rescuing a Klingon outpost might have averted 20 years of war. The episode wastes no time setting the stage, stakes, and intrigue.
Oh, hang on.
That's okay. Oh, welcome, Sherry. Good evening.
Hello, Sherry. Good to see you. Wow, this thing jumped on me so bad. Oh boy.
Hang on. Take your time.
I just hope I didn't lose everything. Hang on, everyone. I have a bad jump here.
That's okay. We can make some music.
Oh my goodness. I may have lost half of the damn thing because this thing jumped on me, everyone. I don't have.
Take your time.
I don't have it. No, I can't go any farther back than I have. I don't have the rest of Jill's. And there's a couple around there that I don't have.
Hey, Punkwaddle just walks through the door. Good evening.
Hey, Punkwaddle. This is a disaster, folks. I've lost these chat. It'll jump on you sometimes. And I don't. Now, let me see what's going on here, folks. I don't have the rest of Jill's. Do you don't see them, do you? Because they're way back on you. Let me try to see if I can get it with the other chat.
Every time I try and go back on it, that's when I go and I go underwater.
Every time you do what?
Every time I push the comments back, StreamYard makes my voice crackle, and everyone says that I sound like I'm Borg. So something's going on with StreamYard.
Let's see here. Wow.
Yeah,
All right,
Mr. Tickle Trunk, I can see that you've got your robot icons up. Yeah, and Hungry Boy, my comments are doomed and Raquel is Echo Borg now. Hey, guess what though? Guess what we've just established tonight? It has nothing to do with my hardware and has everything to do with the software. It really is StreamYard because it only happens if I move the chat. And I'm definitely not moving the chat ever again. I just tried to scan back so that I could grab Jill's comments and that's when it started again. So it is a software issue. StreamYard.
Yeah, wow, I've lost a bunch of them, folks.
Canadian Spider-Man. My hardware is just fine. I assure you.
We're going to be missing a bunch of reviews, folks, because this thing StreamYard's just crapped out. It jumped on me so far.
Oh, you're getting some assistance. People are coming to your rescue.
How? I don't see them.
They are reposting and they're putting Jill and then a colon and then 4 or 5. Like they're catching it all for you. Yeah, you guys, it looks as though StreamYard is doing some type of update, and that's why I'm all wonky tonight, and that's why all this crap is happening. Thank you so much for coming to our rescue.
Well, I can only start. I'll tell you where I'm starting, everyone. I'm trying to find another review. The first review I'm seeing, it's not even giving a time on some of these. Oh, there it is. JPRPH1 gave it an A+, and that's at 11:03. That's as far back the review as I have. Everything else I'm missing.
Yeah.
So that's John. Yep. So I will try to. I'm so sorry, everyone. This thing just. See, when I have to go way down to get a review because they're separated from other pieces of the ESHPIC, it'll just jump on me sometimes, and it doesn't save everything. I am so sorry. And from here on, I'll read whatever what we have. This thing is just so annoying. For example,
Hungry Boy is reposting, I think.
Okay, because for example,
Mr. Tinkle Trunk, he said he would pause and wait to give his.
Well, for example, what I mean by that, of course, is like that JPR John's first one. After that, my next one is Michael Beacon's second comment, not his first.
Ugh.
If you see what I'm saying, at 11:03 my time.
I wish I could move my chat, but if I move my chat, I become Borg, so I can't move my chat. Thanks, StreamYards.
So that's happening when you move the chat, then.
Yeah, so now I figured it out, and now I know for sure it's not a hardware issue; it is a software issue. I kind of knew that because this has been happening for a couple of weeks. I think they must be working on the platform. It really sucks.
Well, Michael, I hate to read your second part without your first, but I can, I guess. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what else to do. So let's see here. I'm going to read Michael's second one. And Michael, if you want to put the first one back, it'll have to be backwards. I'm so sorry. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll take a picture of it, and then when you put the first one in there, I'll read your second one.
I'm gonna turn on my laptop here and try and enter the room from my laptop and just leave the StreamYard on my computer.
Oh, kidoki. All right, so I have your second one, Michael. Just if you want to put anything you want for your first one, please feel free. I'm so sorry about this. Okay, I got Phantom Outsider. Going to start here.
Oh,
that says 1 of 3.
You suck. You really suck.
It says 1 of 3, but he's starting. Oh yeah, there we go. A, but a nice way to finally be rid of Wesley. What if they were to beam Wesley onto the Enterprise C just before it went through the rift? He's the Romulan's problem now. Worf and prune juice wash us down. Bop, bop, bop. Oh, man, where are these things? I'll tell you what, number one, we do have all of it. Think about it right there. Well, I'm trying to find Phantom Outsider. You want to do those?
Yes, I can definitely do those.
All righty, go for it.
Enigmatic Drop Bearer. 1 of 1. It's only 1. Just there can be only 1. A+. Incredible they were able to achieve such brilliant world building in 45 minutes. Exposition was minimal, relying heavily on Star Trek iconography and the intelligence of the audience. It's easy to interpret Tasha's inclusion as a scathing self-criticism of Skin of Evil. Here's Tasha's demise done right. It's a sign of the show's maturity that they would seek this redress. Well, I can't believe I'm going to disagree with you there, but I have to disagree with you there. I'm not sure if I consider it a sign of maturity so much as, she said she was dying and absolutely hated being on the show. And so Gene Roddenberry, it was Gene Roddenberry's call to basically have her killed in the line of duty like a police officer. And so I like her demise given what she requested, which is, I hate it here. This sucks. I'm an adult pretender and I don't like it. I want to be the center of attention. And I believe one of her quotes was, I was dying. Anyway, 3 of 3. Ambiguity abounds and is used to perfection throughout the story, making it a great one to rewatch and encourage investment in Trek lore.
Oh, where's the next one? Sorry, there's another one. Oh, this. Okay. By the way, I have the great Mark D with the C has provided me with a bunch of other ones.
Yay!
Thank you, buddy.
So
go ahead and finish this one up.
Enigmatic Drop Bear 4 of 4. The story alludes to the Federation being unlikely to survive in a warlike universe, given its preponderance for diplomacy and dialogue. An interesting question about our future.
Okay. Well, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Well, we've got
good.
We've got let's see here. Jill, this is part 2 of Jill's. I think how many did you read of hers?
I read to 3. I just need 4 and 5.
Oh, just need 4 and 5. Okay. 4. Captain Garrett provides the type of exemplary leadership expected of the Enterprise, and her death provides. Wow, these things. That's part of the thing. They go. There's so much space between them. Yar with a chance to make an ultimate sacrifice. Thank you, Jill.
Yeah.
All right, now let's see. Let me go back to where we were.
Love you, Jill. Thank you so much. Sorry for the mix-up. It looks as though a little technical difficulty this evening, but I appreciate, and Clobby also appreciates your comments immensely, Absolutely. As does the whole community. Your comments are always great. Very much appreciated.
Now, I don't have your first one, Hungry Boy. I don't think. But I have your second one, Bob. If that's okay. Let's see here. All right. So, Hungry Boy, I got your second one here, but I don't have the first one. I'm sorry. Trisha O'Neill was Kaboom in this episode. Oh, yeah, the Captain Garrett, yeah. Properly strong female character. Captain Garrett utterly fits the bill. Captain on deck, all salute. Marvel, watch this episode and learn. Yeah, absolutely. That's 2 of 5 for Hungry Boy. Now I got it's way down there. There was 2 of 5. Where's 3? Sorry, Hungry Boy, I'm on it. Okay. This was the first and last time I liked Yar, and Crosby's performance was, I'm kind of there with you there on that one. Anchor in a dangerous sea. Body language and expressions were more nuanced. Okay. Mm-hmm. She learned a little lesson there. I'm kind of with you there. I agree. It's the first time I've really liked the character. A beloved detail. Yar and Castillo in the sickbay. The camera pans follows their hips, showing the different type, model, function of the phasers. Attentive directing, 5 Claboni Zambonis.
Can't wait to get Hungry Boy's video of the Clobby version of the poop Zamboni.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see here.
Elagabalus says, well, YouTube and StreamYard strike me as clumsy as a viewer. They both must be nightmares to use from a content creator's perspective. Elagabalus, often they are. Tonight, anytime I try and touch the chat, it sends me underwater. I sound like Borg, Raquel. And yeah, I don't like it when they cut Clobby off of his comments. The chat, it loads up a whole bunch of comments and then dumps them in, and then it blocks him from being able to access those comments. So Alagabulus on this side, it's just they must be working on StreamYard too, because all last week and the week before, it's been a couple of shows now, I haven't been able to even see certain people in the chat. So people walk in the room, they give their hellos, and I can't even see them. So definitely appreciate your support and understanding, chat.
Lord Thoth, A-. Okay, almost an Ash pick. At the time, I loved this episode. However, it doesn't age as well as some. Picard gets to be a true captain in a time of war when sacrifice is the end of strategy. That's part 1 of 2. And the crew gets to react to true death and destruction. This is the best acting Denise Crosby has ever done. That's 2 of 3. Temporal issues. This is a great story with far-reaching implications for the future of the Federation. High concept, high sci-fi. One of the best. 3 of 3. Top tenor, buddy. There you go.
Hey, TMF just walks through the door. TMF! Hello, baby.
Hey, TMF. Great to see you. I can't see you because I'm a chat thing working right now, but I'm glad to hear you're here. Let's see here. The Catman says, thought it was an excellent episode. Second favorite of the series. Not much more to say other than I agree with you on this episode, Clobby. I give it an A. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Let's see. Number 4 for Hungry Boy. Whoopi trying. Let's see. I don't know if I got all of yours, Hungry Boy, but I couldn't find 3. Oh, this was first. Oh, yeah. No, I got number 4. I didn't know you had 4 of these there, Hungry Boy. I'm sorry about that, buddy. I'm messing everything up. Whoopi trying to betray it. What?
Just Mr. Angel is saying that everyone is complaining about YouTube, StreamYard, Discord. Apparently, they're experiencing massive issues. It's all over the net at the moment, unfortunately, he said. So we're not alone.
Well, but yeah, I don't. That is affecting us. On your side of it, but the chat, it's always their chat's always been kind of crappy on StreamYard. We'll be trying to portray an ancient psychic being is like watching a baker try to frost a wedding cake with a garden shovel. But here, Whoopi rose to the occasion admirably. Says, and let's see, he's got one more. A beloved detail, Yar and Castillo. Oh, I said that one. Got him backwards there for you. Sorry. Oh, Michael Beacon, I do have your first one here.
Yay.
A. Star Trek remembers it is science fiction and shows it. So many have wanted to recreate the mirror universe, and so few succeed. This one did. Denise Crosby, think she got bad advice. Yes. Let's see if I can find your second one now. That's about close to where it cut off. So sorry about that, everyone. There we go. Number 2. From management who blew her ego out of proportion and then let her fall, hitting on all cylinders again and show you how great TNG could be when they tried science fiction. Yes, indeed, sir. Let's see here. Adam Outsider. Oh, number 1. I already read his number 1. Let me try to find your number. Oh, let's see. We've got Sandra. I've got you, Sandra, here somewhere. I'll get back to it. Man, if not for the great Mark D with a C, I wouldn't be able to do this. Sandra Feliciano says, B, interesting story of how one choice or event can affect the future. Tasha choosing to die with a purpose is in character, but I'm not thrilled the release was allowed back after walking away.
Agreed.
Gotcha. All right, let's see. Bzz, bzz, bzz. What was left?
Dadman clan. The Dadmans are here.
Dadman and the clan, huh? All right.
Well, his wife isn't here, but in case they're listening, Dadman clan.
Yeah, good to see you, buddy. Well, you know what I mean. Okay. If I'm missing anyone, everyone, it's just because it's tough to see all these. Just making sure I get to the Phantom's other ones. bu- 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 Um, Guy's character helping. Yeah, it's I'm missing. It's tough to see these things, folks. We're about to go on to the about to start at a certain point in the chat. Okay, Phantom. Them Gorn eggs wanted more of Captain Garrett and her brave new Guinan mystery powder. I don't know you, but you died an empty, meaningless death, and today's lottery numbers are will be, that is. Denise Crosby. Let's see. Oh, Just Joe said, "Hey, Denise Crosby's best acting since the Red Letter Media classic Mutant Species from 1995 and her 15 seconds in Deep Impact." Elagabalus said, "A+. I didn't watch TNG when released in real time and tend to ignore the first 4 seasons, but I've always enjoyed this episode. Can't wait till you start with season 5. Then I'll resume participating." That's fair enough. We're just glad to see you. I hope you're doing well.
Oh, enigmatic drop bear. With regards to your latest comment, I will take that under advisement. Thank you so much.
Did you did we do his already?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see here. This is strange. I think it just jumped on me because there were so many S picks, and it kind of just jumped. It was like, which I don't discourage S picks. I've got to find some other system because there's so many of us now. And I apologize to everyone for all this. I really am. So this is just a disaster getting all these or finding them all. Is just, I mean, if Mark D with a C, I wouldn't be able to see these. But I'm now for sudden I'm seeing Mr. Tickle Trunk 4 of 3. I don't know how could it be 4
it's
of
funny.
3?
It's funny. I didn't even get to see any of Mr. Tickle Trunk's comments on my side of StreamYard.
I can't find them here either. 5 of 3. I'm sorry.
I didn't see a single one of them.
5 of 3. I'm sorry. What is 5 of 3? Shouldn't it be the other way around? I'm not sure what that means, Mr. Tickle Trunk. But that's okay. We're very happy to see you here. We're just wow. Okay, I'm almost. Let's see. Phantom Outsider is third one. So the Romulans attack the Klingons, and the Klingons go to war with the humans. Apparently, book eating is a Klingon culture phenomenon. We've liked a view of the New Federation tech. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. Sona Poopas does say Wesley sucks, by the way.
Thanks, Snorty. Sending you some chin scritchies.
You could never point that out too much. All right, now I got the great Mark D with a C. Since he provided this, we'll got his now. All right. A+. Hard to believe this classic follows the previous clunker. One of my favorite episodes of TNG. The Enterprise C is an all-time classic design. I like it much more than D. Great suspense and story that overcomes the Crosby I should have never left factor.
Yes.
Denise finally gets something to do, and it adds to the gravity of the story. And it hits home when everything returns to normal and Worf reappears. Another Picard quote for the ages: "As you know, we could outrun the Klingon vessels, but we must protect the Enterprise C until she enters the temporal rift. And we must succeed. Let's make sure history never forgets the name Enterprise." Oh, Wesley sucks, by the way.
Dadman walking. One thing is consistent here. Wesley still sucks.
Yes. Yep, he still sucks. Okay, I think I've got as many as I can get off of this one. I'm just gonna take another look. We're gonna get on to the next episode in a second, folks. If we missed anyone, I'm sorry. I'm so far behind on this thing. But thank you so much again to the great Mark D with a C, dude. You're supposed to be having a good time out there, man.
Yep. We love you, Mark. Thank you very much.
You're the man.
Yeah, Hungry Boy, I totally agree. It's just soured. If you would have asked me in 1990 what I thought of this episode, I probably would have been over the moon for it.
Oh, there we go. I think I found
Mr. Tickle Trunk.
I found it. Okay.
I'm seeing Mr. Tickle Trunk. He's Mr. Tickle Trunk is live in the chat.
So is Captain Deckard Spock. What's up, buddy?
Okay, let's get Mr. Tickle Trunk's comments. He's
I
got
got
one
it.
of three, two of three, three of three.
I'm almost on it. Let's see here. Just wanted to write that down. All right. Let's see. And I'm sorry, Hungry Boy, if I missed some of yours, dude. I just can't find them. Let's see here. Mr. Tickle Trunk says, be better help if I put it up there. A minus actually. I appreciated.
My same rating.
Who?
Oh, Mr. Tickle Trunk gave it the same rating I did.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell what you said. A minus. I appreciated the writing in this episode. It's to the point, succinct, and people acting out of character, even in another universe. The lighting, thematic changes, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
Yeah, like when you're like, mwah, magnifique.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, chef's kiss means like when something is just delicious and cooked perfectly.
Oh, I got you. All right. Sorry about that. I love the themes of self-sacrificing for the future, even though you know there's a chance you can fail. You really get to see why these people are the top of Starfleet in two universes. Unlike the new crap where they just get any old squiggle head could be on a ship in the filth. Prune juice. I do agree. The battleship should have been more different, but they do what they can with sets and budget they have. I also find Crosby oddly annoying.
I love you, Mr. Tickle Trunk. As I'm getting to know you, sir, I'm really beginning to appreciate you. I love your comments. Terrific.
Indeed. Absolutely. We really do appreciate that, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Let's see where I am now, if I got any more. And we will get on to our final episode.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to make sure. I know we missed a bunch of people. And I am so sorry, my friends. Hungry Boy says, ignore anything I say from here on except for my tiny comment. The next step, you've been a champion. Oh, thank you. Aww. No, you are the champions, not me. I'm the big screw up here. Hey, Dave Sound. Dave G Sound, I should say. Good to see you, Dave G Sound. Oh, good to see you there.
I can't see you. However, I'll take everyone's word for it that you're here. StreamYards is a gong show tonight. Gong.
Captain Skywalker, it's a good point, and I usually do that, but for the most part, I've been able to move around them because you don't like to break up the flow unless you just have to. And but when I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's annoying, but I can do it. It doesn't jump on me. But you're right. That's probably may have to just
we might
start doing it that way. I guess. I mean, unless I can think of some other way to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll never change interacting with all of you, though.
No, that will never change.
No, because we just love doing it. I mean, that's what makes it so much fun for us. So, all right, I tell you what. If anyone has something that we may have missed for this one, combine it with your next one if you can, if you want to, and that's fine because it'll be the last episode. And I'm gonna do something with the pop out chat that might help a little bit on my YouTube. So. Are we ready to move on to the final episode of the evening?
Yes, we are.
All right.
We're moving on to The Offspring. Not the band. The episode. Season 3, episode 16. And we first watched this on March 12th, 1990. It was a good year. I'm going to be reading an excerpt from a Star Trek 365, The Next Generation, written by Paula M. Block, who is an expert and prolific Star Trek author. And she gets a bit of help from her husband, Terry J. Erdman. And of course, this received the blessing of Ronald D. Moore. We are on Brick Block 139. I'm going to read extemporaneously, and hopefully I won't sound like Borg. Data's creation of an android daughter, whom he names Lal, sparks a fierce debate with Starfleet over whether the female android should be studied in a lab or allowed to remain with Data on the Enterprise. When Admiral Haftel insists on coming to the starship to observe Lal's behavior and determine her fate, the visit triggers an unanticipated response in Lal's programming. There's another tile. From 140. Oh, Interplanet Janet, she's a galaxy girl. I can see you, baby. There are people I can't see tonight, but welcome, Janet.
Janet.
From 140. Actors generally aren't needed on set for long portions of their workday, so being a featured player in any production can mean a lot of downtime. If they're on call, they have to be available, but they aren't required to stand around on the soundstage. Typically, when an actor isn't delivering his lines, he'll retreat to his trailer to make a few phone calls, catch up on the news, or take a nap. And by TNG's second season, says Jonathan Frakes, I'd had enough naps. What he really wanted to do, forgive the cliche, was direct. The opportunity was staring me in the face, he explains. As I looked around the set, I really sensed that the director was in charge of the storytelling. I liked the thought of having that control, and I liked the idea of being involved in all aspects of making the product. So Johnny Fakes approached Rick Berman. Rick initially was reluctant to get involved in what traditionally is seen as a perk for series regulars, Frakes says. But when he did, it wound up being a real gift, was to tell me, you really need to prepare for this. So I started shadowing all the other directors through the process, watching Rick Colby, and Cliff Bowl and Bob Shearer. And then I spent like 300 hours in the editing room with Bob Lederman and other guys. I spent pre-production time with Junie Lowry, who allowed me to attend the casting sessions, and in post with Rob Legato and Dan Curry, creating all those amazing effects. Rick and I laughingly referred to it as going to Paramount University, the student says with a chuckle. I'd go into the studio even when I wasn't on call just to do all this classwork, if you will. A year passed before Johnny Fakes finally got a chance to step in behind the camera. Rick wouldn't roll, and he wouldn't roll, Frakes says. My wife, Jeannie, God bless her, told me, if you really want to do this, stick with it until he finally gives into you. And finally, the stars lined up with this great script written by Renee, the offspring. By then, the whole crew was behind me because it really was a tight family, and it ended up that I was totally overprepared. The script was a great Brent Spiner story, which is also a plus in itself, with a wonderful guest cast. It went so well that Berman put Frakes into rotation as a reoccurring director. As the seasons passed, most of TNG's main actors got a chance to direct after attending the same quote-unquote university. The effect even spilled over into sister shows Deep Space Nine and Voyager. Today, Frakes is an in-demand actor on a variety of television series, and fellow Trek actors LeVar Burton, Roseanne Dawson, and Robert Duncan McNeil are equally successful, all because Frakes was tired of naps. I can't take credit for any of that, Frakes says, once that door was open. And that's all the block text has to say about this episode. Well, no, there's another tile, and it's like super long. So I'm not going to read that. However, I will say that I think it's absolutely bizarre that he tries to take credit as the first person to direct in Star Trek. That's actually really sad, since it was Leonard Nimoy. But anyway, what did you think of the coverage otherwise? And what did you think of the episode, Captain?
Interesting coverage, of course. I knew he directed it, but I didn't really know all that stuff about that. And yes, we've seen him and many other the actors direct later. I really liked the episode a lot. I mean, and I guess as we kind of spoke about earlier, as you touched on a lot, what a great actor and a great guy Brent Spiner is. And usually when you get a Data episode, and not always probably, but I can't really think of a Data episode that really misfired that much, because it's something about some of the character stuff that they've set up with this character with Data. You can really shine, and this one does here. This one almost I don't want to use the word sequel, maybe a follow-up to The Measure of a Man in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a companion piece to it.
I would concur wholeheartedly.
And I just find this episode Obviously, very entertaining and very touching. Spiner is just magnificent in this one. He's always great. I mean, he's just such
He
a
is.
great character. And yeah, I would find this to be one of the. It's amazing we can get 2 in a row in terms of episodes to really enjoy and really. In fact, 3 tonight. I mean, wow, 3 out of 4 is pretty good.
Yep.
And I consider this a top-notch episode.
Yeah, me too. I obviously
Pure
I
Trek.
like it a lot more than the previous episode because Denise Crosby isn't in it, and we have the wonderful Brent Spiner, who is just a magnificent human being. I adore him. I think he's terrific on screen, and he's terrific in real life.
This is what we want out of Trek, just like in the previous episode or in Deja Q. We want ideas examined, and we want to talk about science fiction concepts and ideas. And sometimes they drop the ball, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes sometimes they hit a puppy with their hammer, and sometimes they hit right on the nail. I'm just saying they're all over the place with their hammer, and this one hits the nail.
Yes.
So I really do enjoy this one. Go ahead with your notes, of course.
Okay, so I just put on my notes, Whoopi Goldberg asked to change her lines from "when a man loves a woman" to "when 2 people are in love." Data teaches Lal to blink, but she's blinking from the outset. She's blinking from the opening scene. True science fiction storyline. We have tech, we have futurism, we have aliens. We have the famous double palm face palm moment. And I wrote gender neutral, non-binary episode. Gene's first was The Cage, obviously, which would technically be 1964. And then again with Genesis 2 in 1973. So this thing that Lal is going through, we dealt with the Telosians. And then, of course, in Genesis 2, we talk about how this type of thing had to be thrown off because of its impact on society. And then I have Patrick Stewart pronounces Lal's name Lyle a couple of times.
Lyle. It's just Lyle, right? Lyle.
Lyle, love it. And then I put in my notes, I cry my eyes out every single time. And then underneath I put every single time. If you don't know me at home, I rewatch Star Trek chronologically, 1966 onward. I have rewatched it in chronological order basically my whole life. Anyway, cry my eyes out every time. I love you, Data. And that's the end of my notes. Just, I love you, Data.
Yes, I love Quester Data.
Yes, Quester Data. He's definitely Quester.
He's Quester, but that's a good thing. So yeah, this one again. This is very entertaining. It's just very touching. This is top stuff, and I've got to stop the chat because we got a review. Got an early review.
Hold your fire.
It was an accident. It's okay, but I stopped it. I caught it because everyone's gonna have a lot to say about this one. So, what is your ranking or rating? Excuse me. Of the Offspring #1.
This is an A+ for me. I think it's absolutely groundbreaking material for 1990. Like I said in my notes, this is true science fiction. And it's important to remember that science fiction isn't just speculative fiction. It isn't just for politics. I really hate that this generation believes that, but good science fiction, it tells us about technology and our interactions with technology. It broaches futurism and sort of says, how are we going to handle this? And then this idea of aliens. So here we're getting true science fiction, and we're getting true questions and answers, and how we're going to grapple with those. And definitely groundbreaking, and just a masterful performance by Brent Spiner, as well as, I'm not sure if she pronounces it Hallie or Haley Todd. She is just absolutely sensational, and just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful episode. A+.
Well, it's a great one, absolutely, and I'll give it an A. It's just we need to stay. If we could stay at this level more often, with more consistency, wow, certainly makes it even more fun here. But our great chat makes it fun here as well. So I will don't worry about that, Michael, because it happens to me all the time. you're all ready now. Please let fly with your reviews and your rankings. And we have one now from Michael Beacom. Because I was watching on the other. I was watching my chat. Oh, what happened? Something's wrong with my. Anyway, yeah, don't worry about it, Michael. Because I saw that on the other chat thing where you said you're having a keyboard problem. Don't worry about it, buddy. Don't worry about it. Okay. A, says Michael Beacom. I must admit, I liked Frakes as a director, usually on other shows, until The Filth, anyway. Yeah, hear you there. This show rocked. Great ideas, good execution, good character moments.
Beautiful. Excellent comments, Michael.
And let's see. I'm going to.
As usual.
Don't worry about it, Michael. I'll get to your second one as soon as I can find that, man. I know how it goes, so don't worry about it. But yeah, look, we appreciate you being here. That's all that matters. Shite happens. Well, I'm hopefully going to not have a repeat of what happened on that last one there because I'm going to keep this thing still here. JT Kirk says a top 25 for me. By the way, LT had to go. The great Lord Talk, he gave it a C+. So
wow.
Called it an interesting episode. Wow. I wish he'd have been here for that one. That's man. Well, I mean, I can't argue it is interesting, but A+, dude, we're gonna have to talk about that now. Top 25 for me, says JT Kirk. I think this is likely one of the most underrated episodes in TNG. My only complaint, keeping it from an A+, is the contrived antagonist presenting as the evil admiral trope. Yeah, I don't think it was evil though. I think he was, he wasn't. Yeah, but I see what you're saying. He was the antagonistic admiral coming along, just being the stuffy.
But when he comes out of surgery, his lip is quivering, and he says his hands were, and he almost seems as though he's on the verge of tears. His hands were moving faster than I could even perceive.
Yes, it was used to great effect.
It was used to great effect, yes.
And if he had been the evil admiral, he would have been a bad guy. Though, I mean, in other words, so yeah, because the evil admiral trope is annoying, but I think in this case, he was won over. So, I really part two. I really wish they had not killed Lal in the episode. I feel like the family dynamic would have been really cool, and they could have ditched Sirtis for this actress and improved the show. I'm with you there, bro.
Yeah, and JT, I totally agree. Like the crazy Commodore and the psycho admiral, they go there too many times. So
they do it too much. But he wasn't really a psycho. He was just being a stuffed shirt. And
exactly.
It's sort of like Maddox wasn't an admiral, but there's another one. Maddox was won over. This is done it like that.
True.
Michael's part two was Picard talking parenthood to Data. To Data? Yeah, there you go. Talk about the blind leading the blind. And just look at how Starfleet is drooling to get their hands on Lal.
Yeah.
I don't buy their excuses for a minute. Well, I don't blame you. Don't blame you there. Michael, I hear you. Thank you for that. Raymond says A+, interesting character study on how Data can create life and the ramifications that result. I also have loved Haley Todd. I've loved Haley Todd. The ending is a tearjerker. That must be the young lady that played Lal, I take it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but that's not how you spell it. But yeah, it's that's who played Lal, and I think she's just terrific.
I don't know if I've seen her in anything else, but yes, she was terrific. Snort says, another sentient life form is created, but at least this story has charm and poignancy. Of course, Commander Randy Riker tries to hit on Lal until he finds out who she is. Well, I can't really say most guys wouldn't, because I think most guys probably would, but yeah.
Snort.
Overall, it strikes me that it covers the same ground as Measure of a Man. The performances save it. Pat S says A+. You have to remember, I was a young teenager watching this, but I remember getting really upset and kind of tearing up at the end of the episode. I was embarrassed at the time, but looking back,
yeah,
what a gift.
Yeah.
that a 46-minute sci-fi episode can move a young man like that. Now, I'm proud to share my feelings because they were real. Pat S., that's very nicely said, buddy.
So true, so true.
It was really touching. And that's the other thing that science fiction does for you. It can take what is supposed to be, a robotic, a robot, an android, a being that is a machine, and make you and elicit empathy and elicit all these emotions from you when Data himself can't even really have the emotions. So that's why we love science fiction. That's one of the big reasons. A lot of these better episodes exemplify the reasons we are drawn to science fiction.
It's true. It's so very true.
Hungry Boy says, a proper science fiction episode, similar to the 1964 I, Robot episode of The Outer Limits. Yeah. Sci-fi is best when it rigorously explores a meaty ontological questions.
Yep. Totally agree.
Absolutely. A compelling episode which adeptly avoided soap opera garbage. You notice, and the reason why and that's because they didn't have a stupid, annoying B plot. Thank you. I hate when they do that. One mark deducted for the military bureaucrat butthead cliche, but 5 claboni zambonis. I'm getting used to saying that there. So yeah.
Love it.
Let's see.
People sure like in the chat. People sure like this idea of adding lull to the crew. Yeah, she would.
I do too.
She would be much better than Wesley, because instead of having a Wonder Boy and Vicky Stubing, we would actually have this wonderful character teaching us about humanity, and she would be a reflection of us, and because she had some feelings, it would be like Data only times 10, and it would just be so marvelous.
Absolutely. Mega Cropper gives us a B plus, and Phantom. Before I get to you, and I'll get to you, we have a mega epic from Jill, and I don't want to lose it.
Okay.
So we're going to start with that, but I'm going to hang on to I'm going to definitely keep track of my spot and go slow here. Go for it, number 1.
Oh my goodness. This is a mega Esh pick, 1 of 8. And Jill, our nerdy girl, is given this an A+++. And Jill says, oh, this is huge news, guys. In my top 10, Jill says. Where Measure of a Man tells us Data's alive through sentience, The Offspring tells us he is by his capability of reproduction and dedication to fatherhood. I cheer for Data when Picard says he have liked to have been informed, and Data says he hasn't seen anyone else consulting you about their procreation. Yeah, it's funny when he says that. 3 of 8. She says, given only 45 minutes, this episode does a commendable job of showing Lul's mind's growth and development. Show me more, Father. 4 of 8, Jill says, Data is always mimicking human behavior, so he is implanting this in Lul, leading her to actual development of emotions. Jill says 5 of 8. Again, in such a short time, she gains the ability to question her existence and overcome prejudice with guidance from Data. It is just so beautiful. Also funny when she kisses Riker.
Oh, yeah.
Jill says 6 of 8. We must strive to be more than we are, Lul. It does not matter that we will never reach our ultimate goal. The effort yields its own rewards. Isn't that a great quote?
It is indeed.
Jill says 7 of 8. Picard steps up again in defense of Data's rights, this time as a parent. I liked that the Admiral helped to try and save Lul. Yeah. And Jill finishes up 8 of 8. She says she could have proved an android with emotions need not be evil like Lore had things gone differently. I believe that if they succeeded, Data may not have had to fight for his right to raise her. Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful, Jill.
Indeed. B plus for Mega Cropper.
Ooh.
And what a 4 for Phantom Outsider. He says A, but He does that. He's A. He's always got. We're gonna make a new rating for you called A But.
A but.
What's with Starfleet ignoring their own rules when convenient? Yes, good point.
Mm-hmm.
Both the Admiral and Picard not considering Lal a child, really. Remember, Data was activated as is and had to learn. That
He
is
did.
true. Okay. Remember, Data was never a boy. Starfleet
Mhm.
wanting an exceptional child to be taken from its parent, Admiral May. Oh, Admiral, may I present Wesley? Well, he's the Admiral's problem now.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Admiral, for taking this little weasel away from us.
Yeah, and Data was in Starfleet for like, what was it, like 8 or 12 years? I would need to look it up, but he was in service for like 8 or 12 years. I can't remember which number it is, but it's one of those. It's either 8 or 12. So everyone has to start somewhere, and Lal could have started exactly where Data was.
Yep. Let's see here. Okay, more evidence of Decker unit creepiness hitting on a less than a week-old kid. Riker slinks back behind the camera so Picard wants to be informed of all procreation activities with. Let's see, hang on. I gotta do this very carefully so I don't lose everything. Whoa, this thing's going low. I'll lose everything if I. Wow, this is not good. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to backtrack, and I'll get to that one. Your last one when I can, man, because I'm afraid I'm gonna lose it all here.
Yeah, don't lose it all. Just go ahead. Stay on course, Captain. Everything will be fine. Your crew is behind you.
Yes. Well, thank you. I don't even know if he has his it all in there yet or not even. Mr. Angel says, "Hey, Isaiah Asimov would be proud of this episode, and so am I." Then he may have seen that he was alive.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, and I agree. Like so many people commenting that this is an actual science fiction story, and that it's such a pleasure to see. And I couldn't agree more. I had that in my notes as well. Isn't it wonderful? And thank you so much for the comment, Chef. You are correct. Just great science fiction that Isaac would have loved, and I'm sure he watched it. He must have watched it.
Yep, absolutely. What time is it now? Let's see. I might have Snort's other one here. I'm back. Okay, let's see. I thought I may have your other one here. That's Fandom. Sorry. Oh, here we go. With 2,000 odd people on board, looks like Picard is quite the voyeur. Also, in last, let's see, in last one would have liked them to intro shuttle fighters like Star Furies B5 or Vipers BSG. Okay, that was the last one for Fandom. All right. Now, Sandra says, A, Data wanted to have a child like humans, but Picard acted like he had no right after determining Data is a life form. That's an arrogant attitude. Loved the interaction of Lau and Data even in depth. And there's a point there, Sandra, because Picard. I mean, he went along with the program after it was too late, but he wanted to be consulted. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I can understand in the sense him wanting to be in on the thing that Data's just doing this.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, what would he do if Data had gone to him and said, no, you can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but I think he's just being all prickly captainy for not being consulted. Yeah.
Nice job, Sandra. Thank you so much. Love your comments as usual.
Then Adam Axamander says, another one of my favorite episodes, all thanks to Frakes. I guess. Well, I mean, did direct it. I give it an A great classic episode of Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's see here. Thank you so much, Derot. Let me see where we're going next. I think we're about to have the great enigmatic drop bear.
Ooh, I wonder what an enigmatic drop bear has got to say about this episode. I'm intrigued.
We have
another
number one.
pick.
Yes.
My goodness, 1 of 6. So definitely some inspired feedback here. In Enigmatic Drop Bear is giving this one an A+. This is one of the finest pieces of television ever made and is quintessential Star Trek. What a great opening line, Enigmatic Drop Bear. The story
Absolutely.
is endearing, heartfelt, and a wonderful exploration of metaphysical concepts. Yes. 2 of 6. It can be taken as a direct rebuke of Francis Bacon and David Hume's criticisms of metaphysics. Science fiction is an excellent narrative vehicle for this, and here it was done incredibly well. Oh, great comments. 3 of 6. It expands on Data's rejection of Q's offer in Deja Q, continuing the moral narrative that it does not matter that the goal isn't reached. It's the effort itself. Yields its own rewards. 4 of 6. Without being pretentious, this moral foreshadows the conclusion of the story, both for Data and for the audience. Riker's appearance was a cameo where he brilliantly parodied one of the most criticized aspects of his character. Yes.
Yes, got to give him credit for that.
Small criticism. Data does use contractions. Yes, Enigmatic Dropper. And I agree. I regularly report on his contraction use, especially when there is poor writing and no one there to polish his boots. But here we go. Yes. And so let's continue with Enigmatic Dropbear's comment. He says he did hear for about 30s after he said he couldn't, saying, I'm to Picard. AIs can do contractions now, so this limitation of Data's is a bit silly. Yeah, and the thing is, it's like just make up your mind one way or the other, and then it's very important for the director to say you're slipping into contractions. Please correct that. So that's the job of the director. The director has to make sure that they're on point. But
And back then, when this was written, maybe they didn't think it was going to be something. They thought it was a bigger deal as far as an AI using contractions. And the thing is, you should spot that or don't have it part of the script. Don't even mention the contractions. Don't make a big deal about Data not using contractions if you're going to do that.
And that's my issue with it is just don't say that then, because then people are going to be expecting you to have your boots polished at all times. So don't come plopping into the room with muddy boots and expect no one to notice. You've decided, oh, look, my boots are shiny. Now you have to wear shiny boots forever.
There you go. There you go. Catman says, Clobby, thought it was a great episode. Anything with Brent Spiner is awesome. Data was my favorite character in The Next Generation. Thought it extremely underrated episode. If FOL at times A++ had I think it said Clobby, sorry, but the wrong button. Okay, no problem.
Okay,
Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, absolutely. Side note from Hungry Boy. This was very Stanley Roy Thomas. Non-comics people ignore this comment. Well, those people. A lot of people who wrote this kind of stuff not only read Asimov and people like that with regards to robotics and things like that, but they did read a lot of Avengers, The Vision, a lot of Justice League, Red Tornado. Just saying when it comes to androids.
Yep.
But yeah.
Oh, and anti-derivative Jill is calling them to the carpet on the Bible. Yeah, my nerdy friend, Nerds Unite. We love our geeks, and they know about film, and they know about popular culture. Nerds, we get to the nitty gritty of the academics, and certainly I absolutely love your comment, Jill. Yeah, just follow the Bible. The Bible's there. Just follow it. And make sure that you do it. Don't be sloppy. And now everyone's putting shine up those boots. Yes, shine up those boots.
Yep. JRBH John gives it an A+.
Thanks, John.
Now, Wolfie, I see your number 2. I'm trying to find your first one. Where are you, Wolfie? Okay, Wolfie, I'm trying to find you, man, because yeah, see.
Wolfie said it looks like you polished those boots with a Snickers bar. Yeah, I'd love to say that to Frakes because especially because he tried to claim that he's the one who had the actors. He was the first actor to direct, and meanwhile it's Nimoy. Yeah, just walk right up to him and say, "Hey, Data's using contractions. Looks like you polished those boots with a Snickers bar." I love you, Wolfie.
I can't find Wolfie's number 1 comment. I found his number 2.
Oh my goodness. Mr. Angel says, apologies. Cannot stay any longer. Burning with fever.
Oh,
I
no.
have a bloody flu and I cannot keep my eyes open. Good night and have a great Sunday, all. Oh, Mr. Angel, feel better. I'm sending you a hug. I hope your girlfriend is there and she's making you some chicken noodle soup. We're all
Feel
thinking
better.
of you. Go to sleep. And thank you so much for stopping by even though you're sick. Go to sleep, please, sweetheart.
Absolutely. Feel better there. Thank you so much for being here, Mr. Angel.
Yeah.
You know, Wolfie, I see your number 2. I cannot find your number 1 comment at all. If you could just put that back up there, I'll read number 2 and then we'll get number 1. Well, I can't because I'm looking. I get right down there and I stop it, go really slow. And it's weird. I'm just seeing number 2 there. 2 of 2. This is proof we would hit on an empty torpedo casing if it had breast. Oh, I guess it means if it had breast painting on it. Yeah. I wish I had number 1, buddy. If you could put it back up there, I apologize. I just don't see it there.
That was an hysterical comment. I love it.
Yes, indeed. The great Texas man flu. Toxic man flu. Sorry. Toxic. Good to see you there, TMF. A plus. This is a great episode about basic parental rights with current day parallels. Previous episode rating 8 out of 10 Shooter McGavins. Thank you.
Love it.
Mr. Tickle Trunk says A++. Wait a minute. I was told Data only had 1 daughter in a new show about a pompous actor's vanity project wearing his character's name like a skin suit. But I digress. Yes. P hard is filth.
The filth.
The filth indeed. Also, the Picard double facepalm meme was born on this day. Yeah.
Yes,
I thought that was Drumhead. Oh, there you go. The episode is the very definition of what great sci-fi is, examining what it means to be human. Lowell's last words.
Yeah.
My heart. Flirting, laughter, painting, family, female, human. I watched this last week and still got a little emotional. I even feel a little now thinking about this masterpiece. Well, I hear you so much there. Absolutely.
What a great guy this Mr. Tickle Trunk is.
Mr. Tickle Trunk, thank you so much for that. And I definitely know what you're talking about there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's your 4th one there. Okay, then we got you there. Up to speed on Phantom. Let's see here. Bop, 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 bop. Let's see. I think we've got. Here I was waiting to get to the great Tomato D with a C, and here we go. Here we go. A+ for the great Mark D with a C. And by the way, thanks for your efforts tonight. You're the greatest chief engineer in the fleet.
You are.
I've got the greatest first officer and the greatest chief engineer. Yeah. Let's see. A groundbreaking episode of TNG. Questions of existence. That what makes you human. Instinct to perpetuate yourself by having kids.
Yep.
Yes.
So true.
Some would say instinct to annoy yourself, but I'm just kidding. I love my kids. Just kidding. It's a kid's joke. Parents make kids joke. Whoa, did this thing jump big time on me? Oh, man, I'm glad I had that one covered. Because it jumped like these piece of crap. Oh, I hate you, StreamYards. These lines blow away anything the STD filth tries to accomplish by virtue signaling.
Yeah.
Card Data. I would like to have been consulted. Wah, wah, wah. Just kidding.
Yeah, and they always drag Gene Roddenberry through the mud on it. But if you go right to Genesis 2, it's not just the cage; it's also Genesis 2. So they make a lot of claims to firsts that aren't firsts. And Genesis 2 starts by discussing that. That's one of the initial lines. I think it's like the 2nd or the 3rd line.
Yes, indeed. If you haven't, everyone, try to dig up Genesis 2 and watch it. It's very interesting. Data. I have not observed anyone else on board consulting you about their procreation, Captain.
Love it.
4. Troy. Why didn't you give it a more human look, Data? Oh, I'm sorry. She doesn't talk like that. I'm sorry. Sorry. I don't know. Data. I decided to allow my child to choose its own sex and appearance. Boy, bad lessons for today when idiots do that when they know it's not possible. But with Lol, you can see it. Yeah. Lol. I will feel. No, no, I will. I will feel it for both of us. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that was a killer line there. Thank you for my life. Flirting, laughter, painting, family, female, human. Females. There's no females anymore, are there? In the 24th century, they don't have any. The best of TNG and thought-provoking stories. Only criticism is that she didn't choose to be an Andorian female. That would have been nice.
Yes.
She should have been. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I'm sitting here. I'm just going through this chat, and people are making such wonderful comments. And Jill says, "I want to hear Clobby read some of Star Trek comic book."
A Star Trek comic? Yeah, we're going to be talking about some Trek comics soon, I think.
Oh,
Aren't
we're
we?
very excited.
We should be doing that soon. I mean, like read from a story or what? Like one of the stories or whatever?
Ah.
I could, I was thinking about doing one where we talk about recommend some of the better ones because there have been so many. But about a year ago, Jill, we did a show. My friend of mine, Claude, we did a show about the history of Star Trek comics. But yes, so let me know exactly what you think I should read. Then I'll find someone with a way better voice than me to read it. I promise.
Anti-derivative Jill, they helped me with my gold keys that are like post TMP Star Trek comics, but I have
actually, yeah.
Yeah.
And
or
the
no,
Marvel ones are post.
No,
Yeah,
no, I just misspoke. I meant we did the Marvel ones. We didn't do the gold keys.
Gotcha.
We did the Marvel ones. I misspoke. I apologize.
No problem.
But I asked the guys if we could do it on Clobby's Clubhouse. I want to look at my gold keys so that I can understand what's going on with my gold keys because I have a few of them, and I want to know about my DCs. So, anti-derivative Jill, let us know what you think of that because on Clobby's Clubhouse, I wanted to go through them, and the boys just said, yeah, we should do that. So I think it's a perfect learning experience for me. I get to learn about what I actually have, and the boys can teach me about it, and they've offered. So that might be something we could integrate into that Clobby's Clubhouse episode. Let us know if you'd be interested in tuning into that because I'd like to. We can revisit those Marvels. We can talk about my DCs because the guys already want to do it, or we can do it with the gold keys. It's up to you, Jill, or well, it's up to everyone, but you know what I mean. We want your input.
Absolutely. We've definitely been a while since we did a show on Trek comics, so we should do that again soon. I think we got all the reviews.
No, Captain James T. Skywalker said he had a late grade. And as you all know, I cannot touch my chat. If I even touch my chat, the software goes nutso and turns me into a Borg queen.
Let's see here. Raymond, you said you just posted one, Raymond? Did Raymond say that? All right, hang on a second, Raymond. Oh, you had a late grade. Let's see here. Oh, you're too kind, Drill. Fortunately, I do have an updated backup chat. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Let's see.
T. Skywalker.
Let's see here. Okay, getting there.
Yeah, Jill, doesn't it sound fun? Well, Clubby's looking for that. Yeah, like I learned so much. Like I didn't know anything about my Marvels. And then the boys were teaching me about my Marvels, and I received them as a gift. And as you know, Jill, I'm a nerd. I'm not a geek. So I know about academics and about academic things. I don't know a lot about comics. So I've learned so much from them, and I had such a good time. Mark brought this stuff up on the screen to show like the order they go in, and then Clubby told me about the art, and then the boys just went back and forth and taught me a whole bunch of stuff. So very cool.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry if I meant to step on you there. Yeah. Oh, I see now. I think Raymond means he's got number one for Wolfie. Thank you, Raymond. It says MAR soon type androids. MAR. Is that MAR? More soon type androids is always a party. How does Slut Riker not know who Lal is after a few weeks on the ship? He just got back from a conference thingy, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's still fun to call. I'm still
loving
to call him Slut Riper. Yes.
Wolfie, yes. I love you.
Thanks, Raymond. Appreciate that, man. Let's see here. Checking back on my. Okay. So now let me get to this up to speed. If I miss anyone else. Oh, well, Mark D did it also right there. I say I could have had it highlighted, but I didn't see that part because I'm slow. They both got it. Yeah, both Raymond and Mark C on point. Well, since Mark C is the chief engineer, Raymond, I guess you're the helmsman, and Sandra is chief medical officer apparently.
Yes,
Of course, naturally.
yes, I would hope so.
Yes. Let's see here. So let me get down. Let me there's Captain James Skywalker. There you are, brother. A minus. Maybe Wolfie's comment explains why Deckard unit likes his Imzadi. She has breasts painted on. Oh man, there you go. There you go, dude. Yeah, let's see. And then let me go down. Pat S. Oh, that's okay, Pat S. We've got all the reviews. I'll answer it real quickly. I don't even know what the question is yet, but I'm saying I'm going to answer it real quickly. Hate to ask on Star Trek night, but do you think on Monday night you can tell the story about how Jack Kirby came to do Ninja Turtles artwork? I'd love to buy some reprints. He never drew any issues of that I know of. He's drawn I think he drew a picture of him that someone had done at a con, but Kirby never drew that comic. So by that time, he could barely hold a pencil when that comic came out. So I would have to look into that. If someone's saying he drew an issue of that, I'm going to be on the skeptical side there. He was not really drawing comics at the time. I think they paid him. Kevin Eastman did a book, or Peter Laird, one of them did a Kirby book, and so Kirby drew an image or two of a turtle, but he never did a comic. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. So I think we got all of our reviews, everyone. Let me bring my chat up to speed just to make sure. And so if anyone has anything else to say about the episode or any of them, since I'm just bringing this up, Jim the Viking. Well, hello there, Jim the Viking.
Hello.
That's a new person there we haven't seen before.
And welcome. Good morning to you as well.
Yeah. Welcome, Jim the Viking. All right. Always love to see new people.
Thank you so much for everyone's patience. Tonight was a crazy night with StreamYard. I hope they work out their technical issues. Thank you so much for being patient with us as we chase down all of your reviews and definitely, me being on the verge of assimilating all of you all evening long, and just absolutely terrific participation tonight. Thank you so much, everyone.
Absolutely. We love your participation and everything. Let's see. Yeah, that's one I'm going to talk about eventually. Claremont and Adam Hughes' Dead of Honor Star Trek graphic novel is considered by many to be the best Star Trek comic ever done, and it's hard to argue with. I've had some criticisms of it, but for the most part, it's pretty good. No, let's see here.
TMF wants to request the position of Bean Q because he pops in unexpectedly and makes things more interesting. TMF, mwah, mwah, I love you.
Yep, that's true. You are perfect for the job of Q, TMF. Absolutely. But the thing is, we have something of a disgruntled crew here because Pat S says he wants to transfer. He says he wants to be an ensign but transfer. We don't want to transfer. We don't want to lose you, man.
No.
Yeah, so.
Request for transfer denied.
Request denied. Return to your post.
Yes, return to your post immediately.
Michael Beacom, with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that, sir. Great evening and some of the best TNG eps ever. Thank you so much. Yay. We appreciate that. And yes, this might be the first time that we had 3 A-level episodes out of 4.
Yeah.
Yes, a really dumb clunker in there with them, but we've had 2 once in a while. I can't think of a time when we've had 3 world beaters like that. I mean, 3 top notchers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
2 at the most.
And a lot of it has to do with the fact of the change in policy, which is to allow for submissions of scripts. So now instead of groping around in a really ugly way to bring together something that Hurley wrote, now we actually have an opportunity to hear some science fiction stories. And so I dare say we're starting to get on a roll, folks. Although I don't want to set out any spoilers in case you are watching TNG for the first time, we're on a roll.
I can't even remember what the next ones are, but there'll be some good stuff in there. Terrell, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. We're about to say our goodbyes to everyone and all that stuff anyway. I want to let's see here. I guess Jill would be our records officer. Would she be communicate?
Yes.
Would she be since you're a first officer? Maybe she'd be communications and records.
Yes.
So there you go. Trying to think here. Who would we make security officer? I'll think about that and get back to you. I may make Phantom Outsider security officer. He likes to beat people up.
Captain James T. Skywalker is asking about my Dream Girl cosplay. I will not talk about that here. However, I will talk about it on Clobby's Clubhouse, and I will talk about it on the Global Geek Gang. So when I appear there, you will have to show up and say, "Hey, how's your neural now going?" And then I'll answer you. Thank you so much for asking, Captain James T. Skywalker.
Indeed. So here we go. Next week. Thank you, Jill. Jill, you're definitely communications and records officer.
She is.
Because she always does this. Thank you, Jill. I always forget. I should probably start writing this down. Next week, Sins of the Father, Allegiance, Captain's Holiday, and Tin Man. Well, that's a pretty good night there, but without giving any spoilers away. All right. Well, I want to thank you all so much for being here. Before we get going, what we're going to do is I want my wonderful first officer to again tell you about her works of fiction, of science fiction, actually, that she writes and she has available. And then we'll do our show notes and say our goodbyes and get running. What do you think?
Oh, that's great. And it's so kind of you to help promote my work. Thank you so much. Yeah, folks, I write science fiction short stories and flash fiction. You can buy it on Amazon. All you have to do is look up my name, R.M. Briggs. You can also get it through your Kindle device. Through Amazon, you can download it onto any device you want, but you can get it through Kindle, and I also think you can get it through Goodreads. They're really cheap. They're from a short story collection that I'm putting together. I think for Americans, they're only 74 cents. And I would really appreciate your support. But as you can tell from the price, I'm not really doing it for the money. So if you buy one of the stories, I do ask that if you enjoy it, would you please be kind and leave a nice review? I'm trying to drum up some interest for a local publisher so I can get a hardback done. So I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for being such a fantastic first officer and hanging out with me. This has been so much fun, and these wonderful people that we have hanging out with us are so much fun. What a crew we have, right?
Yeah.
What a crew. Show notes, everyone, for Clobbering Times. Let's see. Where am I? Okay. Monday night, the wonderful Purple Valkyrie will be joining me. That is, of course, Monday night Mark C. Comics Talk. I've been told I'm a stick in the mud when it comes to Halloween, spirit of the Halloween season. So we'll talk a little bit about the Halloween type. Well, it's comics. So what do you want to do? Like the super monsters of DC and Marvel, I call it the supernatural characters, horror characters and stuff from the big two. We'll just do that and have a little fun. Yeah, it's just a little comic book talk fun. Oh, hello there. I saw Sherry popped in earlier. I forgot. I didn't see it because I had the chest up. Sherry, it is lovely to see you.
Yeah,
Thank
Sherry.
you so much. We're about to do our shout outs. Just saying 1 second. And then in the next couple of weeks, the film Eternals is coming out. And yes, I'm going to review it for the Kirby and me. We're gonna see how much Kirby is in that film. But also before that, I'm doing a deep dive on Jack Kirby's Eternals, the real ones, the only ones that matter really. And I'm going to review the entire Kirby run, all 19 issues and the annual of. So that will be in a couple of weeks, right before the Eternals is released in theaters on the 4th or 5th, whatever it is, of November. So that is enough of that nonsense. Thank you all so much for being here. We're going to say whether you're still here or not, you get the shout out because we love you guys so much for hanging out with us. It's important to us. So here we go. The great Phantom Outsider.
Yeah. Good night.
Thank you, buddy, for being here. We appreciate you. R.N. Feliciano and Sandra Feliciano, thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you. Good night.
Big shout out to Stuart Mitchell. Never forget,
Yes.
everyone. Dolly had braces.
Thank you for joining us.
Fight the good fight.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see. Where are we at? Oh, I'm sorry. I lost my place. That was ridiculous. Mr. Angel, not feeling well. I hope you feel better. Thank you for being here.
Be well.
Absolutely.
Good night, Chef.
Absolutely. Hungry boy, buddy. I know it's a way different time over there. It's like on another planet with all that. And I appreciate you hanging out with us, man. You've been too kind. And if you please try to help me remember to look for that email, please.
Yeah.
I'll try. I'm writing it down.
I'm so flattered and so grateful that you would do something for us like that as a professional artist. It's just outstanding. And I enjoy your company immensely, Hungry Boy. Thank you so much for being a part of this community and for supporting this show and this channel.
Indeed. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. And I appreciate all the kind words on my spinner rack videos, buddy. Let's see here. Captain James T. Skywalker. Thanks, man. I hope congrats on the new job there, by the way, and good luck with it. Aaron Baker, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you.
Good night.
Snail Messiah popped in at the beginning. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Snortapoopa Scuber.
Snortapoopas! Gilbert.
Thank you, Snorty. Zathras 61. Always a pleasure, Zathras.
Crap.
Love it. Zathras rules. Lord Thought was here earlier. Look at the visitation wave. Oh my goodness.
Hey.
Mexican Iron Man. Dude, I'm honored to see you here, my friend. We were just saying our goodbyes, and man, I tell you what, I hope you're doing well, buddy. We have Pat.
Sweetheart. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we have Pat S in here, and you guys are doing, I want to say you and all of you guys are doing fantastic job on the Band of Brothers shows you were all doing.
Yeah.
And just amazing work you guys did. And it's a $9.99 super sticker. Mexican Iron Man, buddy. Appreciate it so much, my friend. And dude, I hope we could hang out and stream again together one of these days. It's been a while since I talked to you, my friend. Thank you so much. Great Mexican Iron Man, folks. Always a pleasure. Lord Thoth had to run, but Lord LT
and Mrs. LT.
And Mrs. LT. Avon lives. Long live the Legion, my friend.
Yes.
Your Muslim uncle was here. As always, a pleasure, your Muslim uncle. Thank you so much.
Good night,
I appreciate you, buddy. You're a good man, sir. And I hope your family is doing well.
Mm-hmm.
And your mother, I think you've had some issues with that. I hope your mother is doing very well. And your whole family, sir.
Yeah.
Zax, the Hulk villain. Always a pleasure.
Good night.
The aforementioned and the great Pat S. brother.
Good night, Pat.
Ensign Pat S.
Ensign.
Yes, indeed. JT Kirk, buddy. Always a pleasure. Thank you for being here.
Outstanding tonight. Good night.
Stuart Mitchell, the aforementioned Stuart Mitchell. Dolly had braces, never forget.
Yes.
Wolfie 762. Wolfie. I hope you're doing great out there, Mexican Iron Man. You're the man, buddy. Appreciate you. I haven't talked to Mike in a long time, man. I hope you're doing great. Let's hear it.
Mike is a gentleman and a sweetheart of a human being.
He is a superhero in every sense of the word to me. 1903 TX. Thank you for being here, sir.
Good night.
Terrell 72.
Good night.
Always a pleasure. Enigmatic drop there. Edie, thank you for all your wonderful contributions. You just been fantastic, and we really appreciate you.
Just wonderful, well-wrought comments. They're so enjoyable, very cerebral, very academic, and I appreciate them immensely. I so enjoy your company. Thank you for being a part of our community and for showing up every Saturday and just making the best comments. I appreciate your time and everything that you share. So terrific.
Absolutely. The Catman, aka Dee Dee Myers. I hope you're doing well, Catman, and I hope your wife is doing better. Please keep us up to date on that, my good friend. And we really appreciate you seeing you here. You're a good man, and best to your wonderful wife, sir.
Boss man, I know the chat's acting weird, so you should know that Kal-El just showed up.
Kal-El, oh, good to see you. Good, our
Yeah.
good buddy Kal-El is here.
Yep.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for popping in, my friend.
Yeah,
Appreciate
nice
you.
to see you, Kal-El.
A great
We
friend of the
missed you
show.
tonight.
Absolutely. Great friend of the show, Kal-El. We appreciate
Yeah.
it. Just Joe, 47, Jobber Brother.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
Good night.
Thank you, buddy. Lee Anthony Davis, I really had to head out, but thank you, Lee, for popping in. Appreciate you.
Good night, Lee.
And of course, our wonderful friend and communications officer, Anti-Derivative Jill.
Yes, baby. My fellow nerd.
Indeed, we love you, Jill. Thank you so much. And also the greatest engineer in the fleet, Mark D with a C. Man, dude, hope having a great time on your trip. Let us know if you're going to be on tomorrow night.
Yes.
Nerat and Axamanda Bear, thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Night, Nerat.
Our great friend Michael Beacom. Michael, thank you so much. Your contributions are always fantastic, and it's great to have you here. We really appreciate you.
I totally agree. Bravo. I just I love your opinions, and I love the way you phrase them, and you're just terrific company. Have a good rest of your weekend, fine sir.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mega Cropper, thank you for being here. Always appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Night, Mega Cropper.
Mr. Tickle Trunk, it is so great to have you here for these shows, and we really appreciate your input. And thank you so much. It's great to see you.
You were terrific tonight, and as far as your comments go, mwah, chef's kiss. I got your back, baby. Seriously, in all seriousness, you were terrific tonight. Thank you so much, Mr. Tickle Trunk.
John, always a pleasure seeing you here. Thank you so much, my friend.
Night, John.
Good to see you. Let's see. I'm definite maybe for tomorrow night. Just let us know, bro. If you need me to, we can do it on mine where you don't have to run it. If you want to call in, just let me know. Kogi Pan had to leave, but thank you, Kogi. Always a pleasure.
Good night.
The great Steve Mitchum. I think he had to run, but we love you, Steve. Thank you, buddy.
And kiss Maddie for me, please.
Games, movies, and let's see. I wrote it down wrong. Games, movies, and Castlevania. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. I wrote it down. I messed it up, and I'd never seen you here before. But we want to thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Or us. That's right. So sorry for mangling that. Yes. Mr. Grant Gregory, buddy. Thanks for popping in. And on the other side of the world, it's the daytime over there. Monkey Jeebus is so great to see you pop in. Thank you.
Monkey Jeebus.
Elagabelas popped in to comment on the episode he likes so much. And we'll be back when we get to that fifth season.
TNG, and he was just like, he's like, I don't like TNG. I'm just here to support the channel. I'm just here to hit the like. And it was right when when StreamYard was acting its peak psychoness,
right.
And yet he came up with such a wonderful and supportive comment. So thank you so much, Elagabelas.
Elagabelas, always good to see you, my friend. The great Canadian Spider-Man who does whatever a Canadian spider can. Thank you, bro.
Mwah, mwah.
Good to see you. Keely Chow, Roll Tide. I bet you rolled today. I bet they rolled today. I didn't see what happened, but I'm sure they rolled. They always do. Eastland Burkholder, my friend, always a pleasure.
Yeah,
thank you.
You're terrific. Great, so terrific to see you. It's been a long time, so nice to see you back in the chat.
Absolutely. Tom with Midnight's Edge popped in early. Always an honor. We love Midnight's Edge. They're a great channel, and Tom is a good friend and a good pal out there on YouTube. And I don't know if he's still listening, but Tom, shout out to you, and a big shout out to not only Midnight's Edge, but all the great channels. There are a lot of channels in my links below that you guys could find. That's one of them. And I love Mead Radio, Tom. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it great?
It's amazing.
We love you, Tom.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for stopping in and supporting this channel and this show, Tom. We love you.
Appreciate you, Tom. And by the way, if you haven't checked out Mead Radio, go find Tom's Mead Radio. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Punk Waddle, always a pleasure. Thank you for being here.
Yay, Punk Waddle.
He is a legend in everybody's mind, not just his own. He is a master of everything, and he is, of course, TMF Toxic Man Flu. Thank you.
TMF, it was so good to see you. Long time no see. I love it when you drop in. You have to do it more often. Love your comments. Mwah, mwah.
Thank you for the super chat. Mr. Tickle Trunks thank you so much for you too kind for the $5 super chat. Thank you. Watched for more than 2 weeks without participating.
Aww.
It's a lot more fun to join in. I look forward to these. Have a good week, everyone. We are just love having you participate. And we thank you so much. It's the more the merrier. And we have so much fun with the participation. That is really, we didn't expect that going in. We were just going to review it. And it's become a big thing and just a big part of the show. And it is so much fun.
Yeah.
All of your participation is appreciated. I apologize that the way my chat goes and it messes it up sometimes, but I'm working on new ideas to try to fix that. And we'll get there. Dadman Clan was here. We love the Dadmans.
Yeah, Dadmans.
Indeed. Captain Deckard Spock popped in for a little while, my good buddy. And I want to thank, he joined us on the Global Geek Gang for a little while the other day. And of course,
wonderful.
Cockney is a great dude, and I appreciate him.
Yeah.
Dave G Sound, thank you for popping in. Appreciate you, everyone, and appreciate you there for coming in. And she popped in for a second, and we always love it when the ladies pop in. Interplanet Janet popped in. We love you. Jim the Viking.
It was nice of you to stop.
Yeah, and apparently a Trekker because it's a fellow Trekker. So Jim the Viking, if you're still there, or either way, thank you for popping in. But it's always great to see new people, and we hope you will return. Thank you so much. And finally, the wonderful, the lovely Sherry popped in early. Sherry, lovely to see you. Thank you so much. And I want to thank, of course, our wonderful communications officer, Anti-Derivative Chill, for the $5 super chat. You're too kind. Also, next week we are introduced to the Horgon. Oh yeah, spur piece alert. Oh my God, yes, it's appropriately named, I guess, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, I tell you what, those who are still here with us, thank you so much, Jill. By the way, again, always get the added bonus to seeing this wonderful, amazing, special extra, which means outro. In case of those who don't know, but it's really supposed to be extra. I can't help it. I like calling it an outro. That made by our fantastic first officer, the wonderful RM Briggs. And of course, with a little help to get it here from our great engineer, Mark D with a C. So everyone, this is just, I can't get enough of this intro, outro, extra thingy. And so thank you so much. I hope to see you all here again next week for more episodes. So good night, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend and live long and perspire.